All right, we're back. Another Sunday, another sunny Sunday here on the One Great I Am Awakening. I am Chris Taylor, one of your hosts, and with me, my partner here, Mr. Gregory Isaac Thomas, aka Sir T. How you doing, sir? How you doing, big brother?
Yes, yes, sir. Greetings, greetings. It is well, it is well. Greetings to everyone, by the way. Yeah, man, we don't live in reality. Reality lives in us. Don't live in the universe lives in us.
See you there?
You know, we we are the upper hand power. Nothing happens within us, without us. Well, I was about to say nothing happens within us. Nothing happens without us at all. I mean, we are the witnesses of what's happening. Does it matter if the universe exists if you didn't exist? So which existence is more important? You are the
Mhm.
one witnessing you are the one witnessing the universe. Without you, there is no universe. If there universe for somebody else, yes, because that person
Mhm.
is up here and witnessing. But
Yes.
there'd be no universe for you if you didn't exist first. There'd be no reality for you if you didn't exist first. So the reality exists in you.
Mhm.
And that gives you all the power. You are the one with the leverage. You are the one calling the shots all the time. And if the shots are unfavorable, then call another shot. That is the blessing that was bestowed upon us from entrance. We bestowed
Mhm.
that blessing upon ourselves. As a matter
Yeah.
of fact, it's not another being that is empowering you. No, we came here. We were the ones that stripped ourselves of some power before we entered and have some power reserved. We were the ones who willingly forgot who we truly are and set ourselves the challenge to come here in a world of forgetfulness and remember whilst you're in this world of forgetfulness. That's a marvelous thing about life. You come into a world of forgetfulness, and from that viewpoint, from that vantage point, you're gonna remember in a world it will be like you're walking in a world of total darkness. And
Mm.
somehow you have the confidence that in that world of total darkness, you're gonna be able to bring light. And that's what it is, because the light is not in the world, the light is in you. You are the one bringing the light. It's the same thing with the
Are the
reality.
light of the world. So says scripture,
Yes.
no?
Yes. Same thing with the reality that we're talking about this morning. The reality is not in the world. The reality is in you. The reality is in you. It's the same thing, the thing we call the universe. You are not in the universe. The universe is in you. Because without you, there is no universe. Without you, there is no universe. So these are things that we just have to know confidently. And that means you don't panic. When you know your power, you don't panic when you're faced with a situation that requires power. We are only going through what we're going through because we have forgotten and we willingly forgot. The
Hmm.
mind is up. I'm going to show you the power of the mind. Yeah.
Forgot to remember. No, we have to remember to
How,
forget.
how does your mind remember that you forgot something, but in that moment it does not remember what you forgot?
Hmm.
You
But
understand what
you
I'm
know
saying?
you,
Your
but you
mind
know you forgot,
remembers,
but you know you forgot something, yes, but you don't
but
remember
you know you forgot something. Yeah, you know you forgot something, but you don't remember it. You don't
what you
remember what
forgot.
it is.
Yeah. But you know.
See the duality of the mind?
Yeah.
It is able to remember that you forgot something, but at the same time, it cannot remember what you forgot.
It's a knowingness, you know?
It's
Just
annoying.
trying to remind you, trying to nudge you. Yeah.
So it's that same mind that came into this world in total forgetfulness, but at the same time, very confident that it will remember.
Mm.
Because you must remember. You can't leave out of the cycle unless you remember.
Hmm.
And you know very well that you will. That's why you took the plunge to begin with, because you know that you're gonna remember at some point.
Yeah, man, we're the fallen angels, you know?
Correct.
As them talk about in scripture, talk about the angels came down here and what them say? Fall in love with the women or something like so.
You can't blame them.
I can't blame them at all. Absolutely not. And that's what we do. We here, as scripture said, to replenish the earth. Why did it say to replenish? Because you replenish something
Was
that
once
was
plenished.
that was once plenished. That was once here, or that has to come and go. You replenish the substance or whatever, you're using. You replenish your groceries, you use them up, you replenish them. So it is telling you from day one, contrary to what was told, is that we sin, that's why we die. No, man come here if you die. You understand? It's a progression to higher awaken awareness. You understand? So you have to come and go and replenish.
So if the way so if the wages of sin was literally death, and that's the
Mhm.
reason why you die because you sin. So what they call them though? Why cause they call them for dead? Why for them sin?
Them say
God them are dead too.
them say because we sin and uh take on debt, that everything around us had to take on the same thing as well. Imagine
Yeah,
that.
but what that have to do with a goat? When a goat now, a goat couldn't stop you from sin. So why am I pay the penalty of you sinning? Same thing with the Adam and Eve thing, if that were true. You couldn't stop
Mhm.
Adam from sin. So why are you paying the penalty for Adam's sin? What is the justice in that from a just God?
That's like you paying the sin of your brother who, did something wrong. And now you are pay the penalty for it. It don't work so, you know.
Could never work so.
That's why we all have our own mind, our own conscience. So we pay the consequences based on what we do, what we think. You understand? Um, you could be in our house with 10 kids, and all of us have different experiences based on
Oh
our
well, always, huh? Always, Billy.
our individual thought patterns and stuff like that. So that tells you right there that everybody pay for them own sin. Are you pay for your own sin? You're not paying for nobody else's but yours. You
So
understand?
that if a man couldn't born for you, he can't dead for you. And this is as simple as that. If a
Mm,
man couldn't born for you, he can't dead for you. So forget the thought of a man dying for your sins. A man could not die for you. And to
mm.
prove that the man could not die for you, after him die for you, you notice say you still have to come dead. So who did he die for?
Yeah, right. Himself.
Okay, okay, that's the only person he can die for.
For himself, man, So we're here to, clear up these things. As you know, we here on the One Great I Am. We don't subscribe to a literal Bible. We subscribe to the Bible, but not a literal Bible, meaning that the Bible is true, but it is not real. It is not secular history. It is a mystery of the mind. It is written as symbols and codes and parables, metaphors, figures of speech. All these different things are written for the awakened mind. It was written by an awakened mind for the awakened mind, meaning that you won't understand it until your mind wake up to the understanding. It's like I might know algebra, but don't know trigonometry. It doesn't mean the trigonometry is bad. It just means I'm gonna reach that level yet of understanding. You understand? So I have
That is
to,
it.
when I awake to that level of maths, then I will be able to comprise it, to understand it, and execute it. It's the same thing with the Bible. The whole world, unfortunately, has not awakened to the esoteric meaning of what Scripture was written to explain. And so we see it as history because it was dressed up as history to make it palatable, to make it something that you can imagine and visualize and actualize, in your own mind. But that's where we get lost. We get lost in the sauce, as them say. You know, that what we're reading is history. It's not history. It is a present day moment that we are reading because it's all mental. It's all about your own mind that the Bible was written about. All the characters mentioned only exist within your own mind. They don't exist anywhere else in history. There was never a man named Moses, but there is a personification of the mind that is named Moses, which means to draw out of yourself. Moses was drawn out of what the water. Water means your consciousness, your mind, your awareness of being, and you're just extracting out of what is already within you and expressing it into the world. So that's all Moses really meant. He was in Egypt. Egypt is a land of bondage. You understand? Your consciousness is in the land of bondage. You are the Egypt, the body, wherein your consciousness is trapped. And, you have to pull out of it and exit to the land of, what I'm say? The promised land. Okay. The promised land can be interpreted in many different ways. One of them is your desires that are promised to you. And then the ultimate promised land is the return back to where you began as consciousness. And that is the exact promised land that we all are promised to return. Can only go back to where you came from. So that's why it's the promised past tense, promised land. It's already something that you don't even have to earn. It's just something that you have to awake to. And that's really all it is. Yes, Mr. Awakened.
Yes, gentlemen. Yes, gun rising, and to the friends and families here. Sir Chris, I have a question. No, you and Sir T can choose to answer this question. No, as not to um move away from the flow of the lesson of the lesson itself, or you can answer no, if so be the case. And here's the question. Talking about now we all understand that the Bible itself is allegorical and none of these events actually took place. That is understandable and make more sense than the latter, than the former thing. But my thing is this. Here's the question. As we expose the true meaning of the Bible, meaning breaking down the allegory,
Mm-hmm.
is it that the writers intentionally wrote these messages to us for this dispensation of time? Did they intentionally write these allegories so that we can disseminate it? Or, and I'm going to leave the question right there for you to fill in. It's a true question because I just hearing you talk a while ago. And it's not, you guys know it's not a um, trick question, but I know that the answers are there. So, what would you say? You know that Christianity and religion have us believe that there were men who actually lived these stories and they take it for face value,
Mm-hmm.
but we see it esoterically,
Yeah.
right? So it's that's something you can jump on surface. Right now, as I said, I don't want to take away from the
Mm-hmm.
meat of the matter.
Yeah, man, real quickly, the men and women who wrote this were just in those days, those people, who built the pyramids and Puma Punku and all these other pyramids around the places and many different things we cannot explain how they did it or why. But their minds were on a different level than ours is at the moment. They didn't have all these distractions.
Yeah.
How would that? Is that your background?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Sir Chris. Let me mute. Let me mute.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't have all the distractions that we have. They were laser focused. They were meditators. They were in silence a lot of times. You can only get this information from being in the silence, like Never say. There wasn't as much noise as we experiencing today, many distractions. So being that the way they were, they were always going within and observing. And so these are enlightenment that they discovered within themselves. Not hearing about no coming of the Lord and the world going to be destroyed, all these different type of things. They didn't have that stuff to scare them out, focus on or whatnot. They wrote the Bible, dressed it up in history, because their mind was awakened to the mystery, but they wrote it for the awakened mind, the mind that would one day uh, be aware, awakened, or inquisitive, inquire about these things. And then once you become aware of it, um, you are now enlightened. You are now on the path of enlightenment or return. It was not written it was written for the masses, but not for the general understanding of the masses. It was written for a particular um, innate awareness that we all have, and we all have to wake up to it one by one. Um, and they also probably written it. It was written to also hide the message. So how they hide the message? They wrote it as history. That's how you hide. They hid it in plain sight. You understand? This is just something that they understood that they had to write it that way. I was saying that yesterday to a friend of mine. We were discussing. He asked me, why was the Bible written, so coded, and why wasn't it written for like a 4-year-old? I always said that to myself back in the day. Why wasn't it written for a 4-year-old to understand? And the message would not have any importance or potency if it was written that way. It had to be something that was coded, that you had to decode. And when you decode it, it signifies that you have awakened. If everybody saw it for what it was, there was nothing to awake to. You would not awake. So there had to be they discovered that they were asleep in the flesh as the flesh, but there was a greater side of them that they had to discover, which they came to the realization, which was spirit. And they wrote the Bible as history to hide the mystery. You understand? And when you discover that it is a mystery and not history, you have awakened to the truth of the matter, and you no longer see it as something that's in the past or the future. You see everything as a present moment. You're living in the now at all times. Certainty.
Yeah, real quick, so that we can get back to the original topic. On that matter, the question Sir Marlon asked, and what you were talking to your friend about yesterday, Sir Chris. Keep in mind now, say, we all used to play hide and seek as kids, right? As children, we all used to play hide and seek. Now, if when you go hide out in a plain view,
Makes sense.
then you're defeating the purpose of the game. There was a part, I don't know if when you guys are play hide and seek at town, used to do it like how we used to do it, but we have a little sound thing where we say, make a little sound. And the man that is we hide, he make a little sound to give you an idea which direction in the inner. You still can't see me there, you don't see your sound come from a direction. So that's what the Bible is. The Bible is supposed to make a little sound, but it now put it out in a plain view.
The trumpet, yeah.
Yeah, the trumpet is being sounded, but it's not in plain view because it's a game we are playing, and the writers of the Bible know that it's a game.
Yeah, a hide and seek,
But them can't give it away, just give away the answer dead away like that. So them write it in some like allegories and some like parables where the man will start awakening and start to get it. And the more you awaken, and the more you get it. Because we still not get it,
You're getting it.
We're getting it, and you don't ever get it. You're always getting it. I'm gonna tell you when you get it. The day you depart from this world, completely depart. And the day that you'll remember completely now, because you reach back home.
Yeah.
And when you reach back home, you're gonna remember now, you'll be able to put all the things together. Right now, we are getting it, but you don't ever completely get it until the day you leave.
It's a gradual thing.
Yeah. It's a gradual thing.
Yeah. That's why we graduate from grade to grade, from different levels of understanding and so on and so forth. So it's all gradual, and we're on a level where a lot of people are not, but we're also on a level where a lot of other people are above that level of understanding or understanding. Hence, the topic we're going to teach from today, which is from the quantum field, quantum mechanics. All right, it's something that we spoke a little bit about last week, um, with the mirror principle, that we spoke about, talking about the quantum field, or the father, who is the quantum field. The quantum field is where everything lives, moves, and have its being. It has very many different names: the universal mind, imagination, the father, um, all these different names that it was given. But recently, scientists have been experimenting with this particular discovery, and they call it the quantum field, or they call themselves quantum physicists. So you can almost say that we are quantum physicists, in a way. We just don't have a license that says that we are physicists or quantum physicists, but technically that's who we are. That's who we are. We're always quantum physics physicists. All of us, everybody upon this land, are quantum physicists. It's just that we are mostly operating in ignorance of it. This right here is going to be an awakening to it, more so like having the, what do you call it now, the intellectual understanding of it. We have the fundamental understanding. We operate fundamentally in total ignorance, and still manage to, manifest things and whatnot. This is the part where you get to have a deeper understanding of what quantum mechanics is. All right. So today we're going to talk about, you don't live in reality. Reality lives in you, or lives within you. And the main thing we're going to really talk about to justify that, or to identify that, is a thing that's called dominant frequency projection. Dominant frequency projection. Never talks about it in his writings and lectures and whatnot, not in that terminology, but it's pretty much the same thing that he speaks about. Having a particular laser focus, really, that's what he's talking about. So we're going to play a short video, and then I have the actual information here that the video talks about, written down. I'm going to post it also in the chat, so you guys can have it for study and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm also going to be reading from that to give clarity on what the video is going to be talking about. All right, so let's fire up that video. Share. Here it is. And so it's a short video. I'm just going to play it once, but like I said, I already have the exact information here to go back over. I just want you guys to listen to it, hear it, and I implore you guys to take notes if you can, physically, on what you are learning, or have learned and whatnot, and stuff like that. Okay, but let's take a listen, and we'll be right back.
Must respond with how to create a frequency so strong that reality obeys you. In 1998, a quantum physicist did an experiment that got him banned from conferences. He proved that human consciousness can collapse quantum probabilities. Translation: your mind doesn't just observe reality, it selects which reality manifests. But 99.7% of people emit such a weak frequency. Reality ignores them completely. Then he discovered the 3-day protocol to amplify your signal 1,000 times. Intelligence agencies classified it immediately. It's called dominant frequency projection. And once you master it, synchronicities become constant. Double slit experiment, Copenhagen interpretation. The discovery that shattered physics. Particles exist in multiple states until consciousness observes them. Then one reality collapses into existence. You're not living in reality. You're choosing which reality becomes real. But here's the problem. Most people's frequency is static noise, doubt, fear, inconsistency. The quantum field receives 1,000 contradictory signals per second, so it delivers nothing coherent. Princeton Engineering Lab, 2003, Consciousness Field Study. They measured electromagnetic output from human hearts, found that coherent emotional states create measurable disturbances in random number generators up to 3 miles away. Your feelings aren't just internal, they're broadcasting electromagnetic commands. Weak frequency equals reality ignores you. Dominant frequency equals reality obeys. Here's the 3-day amplification protocol. Day 1, singular focus. Choose one desire, only one. Multiple desires equals signal interference. Spend 24 hours thinking only about that. Every thought, every decision, every action. One frequency, no static. Day 2, emotional saturation. Don't just think it. Feel it at maximum intensity. Not hope, not excitement, certainty, gratitude, power. Feel it like it already happened. For 10 minutes straight, 3 times today. This generates coherent electromagnetic output. Day 3, zero contradiction. This is where most people fail. You can't emit, I am abundant, then complain about bills. Every contradictory thought cancels your signal. For 24 hours, zero doubt, zero complaint, zero fear-based talk. What happens after 72 hours? Your frequency becomes monolithic. One clear, powerful, consistent signal. The quantum field must respond with how to create a frequency.
Okay, so let's stop that feed and come back to you guys here. So that was a short video as promised about today's topic. You don't live in reality, reality lives in you. And we're going to be focusing on this specific study called dominant frequency projection. All right. All right. So here's what it was saying, that what we are working on is to create a frequency that is so strong that reality has no choice but to obey. All right. We're creating a frequency so strong. This thing we're going to be talking about today, dominant frequency, is to amplify our frequency. Okay. We all have one, electromagnetic frequency. We all have it, but they're all projecting at different strengths or levels. No different than people who work out in a gym. Everyone are different at different levels of strengths or flexibility. So the same thing. All of us have the same muscles. Nothing is different in any one of us. But the difference is how you, what different levels of study that you put it through is going to determine the outcome in your development. All right. So it's the same thing here. So what we're developing is our consciousness that we all have, but it's at different levels. All right. So it says right here that in 1998, a quantum physicist did an experiment. They didn't give us a name, but he did an experiment that got him banned from conferences. Why? Because he proved that human consciousness can collapse quantum probabilities. Again, the quantum field is the storehouse, the father, the all that there is, the universal mind. All right. And last week we talked about the 3 different aspects of consciousness, conscious mind, subconscious mind, and the superconscious. The superconscious is this quantum field where everything lives. And the conscious mind is the mind that makes decisions um, or become aware of what's in the Father already. Everything you become aware of, because the conscious mind is the mind of knowledge, the tree of knowledge is the conscious mind, right? And so it's aware of everything that's in the Father, but cannot bring about anything that's in the Father. Interestingly, right? I'm aware of it, but can't bring it about. So the superconscious is where everything lives, but the subconscious, which is really a sub-department of the superconscious, it is a middleman between the conscious mind and the superconscious. So the subconscious is what um is impregnated with what you focus on mostly. It then downloads that from the superconscious or the quantum field, and that becomes your program that is within the subconscious at all times. And it now controls your life. So whatever is downloaded into the subconscious or the unconscious, that becomes what programs your life. All right. So this guy right here discovers that based on his study, you have control, and you can collapse the quantum probabilities. So all of what's in the quantum field or the Father are just probabilities. All right. So the translation is that your mind does not just observe reality, it selects which reality manifests. Okay? It doesn't just observe it, it selects which one gets to manifest. But 99% of people emit such a weak frequency, reality ignores them completely. All right? Meaning that um your frequency is not up to a certain level, so we're too all over the place. So here's what it is saying. He discovered that the 3-day protocol to amplify your signal 1,000 times. He discovered the 3-day protocol to amplify your signal 1,000 times. So wherever your signal is right now, it can be amplified up to 1,000 times or more. And it says intelligent agencies classified it immediately and called it dominant frequency projection. What is that about? Once you master it, synchronicities become constant, meaning that so-called coincidences become constant. Double slit experiment, the Copenhagen interpretation, the discovery that shatters physics. Particles exist in multiple states. So the double slit or Copenhagen interpretation is as follows: that particles exist in multiple states until consciousness observes them. Then one reality collapses into existence. You're not living in reality, you're choosing which reality becomes real. Again, you're not living in reality, you're choosing which one becomes real. Why are you not living in it? Because reality lives in you. So you're not in the reality. The reality is within you. So you're the one who is selecting and determining which part of the reality or reality is becomes externalized. And it says right here, the Copenhagen interpretation. I have a thing right here that says it's a leading explanation of quantum mechanics. It states that a physical particle does not have a definite state or property until it is measured or observed. Instead, it exists in a mix of multiple possible state at the same time. When an observer measures the system, the wave function collapses into one single reality. So it is almost like, what example I could use? Let's use water as an example. Water has no form. So that's what it is saying here. It has multiple existence, multiple possible states. So the water doesn't have any definite state or form. Thereby, that's why it can change into mist, vapor, solids. It can become ice. It can become hot, cold, lukewarm, or any many different degrees of temperature. Um, and it's flexible. That means it fits in whatever you put it into or whatever you put into it. You understand? So it's the same thing with your consciousness. Your consciousness is what they're talking about really here, in particular the quantum field, wherein everything lives within it. So it has no one or definite state only. It's indefinite. You understand? Anything comes from it, anything exists within it. So you're able to choose by way of the conscious mind, you're able to choose anything that you desire to experience. And in observing it, based on your laser focus, based on this dominant frequency projection, it then becomes or collapses into one single reality. We're always doing it, but here's what it says right here. It says, here is the problem. Most people's frequency is static or static noise, doubt, fear, and inconsistency. The quantum field receives 1,000 contradictory signals per second. 1,000 contradictory signals per second. Imagine that. Wow. And so it delivers nothing coherent, meaning it cannot define what you're trying to do. So it's not coherent. Can't understand what you're trying to do. It's like someone speaking Spanish to you, but you only speak English. So it doesn't make any sense for you to descramble the message and make it make sense. And so it's like that. So you're speaking a different language to the universe, so to speak, the quantum field. And it's only going to give you what you're speaking. If it's not coherent, you're going to get an incoherent result, right? And so it says that the quantum field receives 1,000 contradictory signals per second. And but in Princeton Engineering Lab in 2003, which is not too long ago, 2003, a consciousness field study. So they did a consciousness field study and they measured the electromagnetic output from human hearts and found that coherent emotional states creates measurable disturbances in random number generators up to 3 miles away. So get this one, guys. Up to 3 miles away, which means that your feelings are not just internal, they are broadcasting electromagnetic commands, meaning that it doesn't just stay here in terms of your meds and whatever. It goes up as far as up to 3 miles away, kind of like radio signal or television signal, where the antenna from the main what do you call it now? The main station, you're able to pick up that frequency. So it's saying the same thing here, that you're projecting frequencies up to 3 miles away from yourself. And it is saying that your feelings does not just stay internal, they are externalized as electromagnetic commands. Therefore, weak frequency equals reality ignores you, but dominant frequency equals reality obeys. So here's what the exercise is going to be for us to develop this dominant frequency projection. All right. We have a 3-day amplification protocol. 3-day amplification protocol. So here it is. Day 1. We have to have a singular focus. Neville talks about this in his lecture, that we should find one thing based on a desire that you have. If it's climbing a ladder, climbing a staircase, cooking in the kitchen, taking a shower in the bathroom, um, whatever, washing your car, sitting down in a particular chair, as you would like to say. Whatever it is, find a place and just focus on that only, right? Don't focus on the outcome of when this thing is going to come, if, where, and how, and all this type of stuff. Just focus on a particular event within the state that you are actualizing, right? And that becomes your dominant focus and projection. So they say, day one, have a singular focus, choose one desire only. Multiple desires equals signal interference. That's like you trying to tune into two different stations at the same time. You realize that it becomes static. You get all these, you know what I'm saying? It's everywhere. So you want it to be a singular focus, right? Spend 24 hours thinking only about that. Every thought, every decision, every action, one frequency, no static. Okay? 24 hours, 24 hours thinking only on that desire. No matter what I go on, the world is topsy-turvy, all this type of stuff. Draw back your focus. You're gonna veer off. You're gonna lose focus. Draw it back in. Come back. Every thought, every decision, every action, one frequency, no static. That is day one. Day two, emotional saturation. Notice that saturation spelled just like the word Saturday. You know what that means? It means to stay still. It means the Sabbath. This is stillness. All right. Meaning that you're in just one level of attention, so to speak, and it's going nowhere else. All right. So emotional saturation. Don't just think it, feel it at maximum intensity, not hope, not excitement, but certainty, gratitude, power. Feel it like it already happened, as Never would say. Live from the end, from the very beginning, living in the end. All right. You assume something and you live from the wish fulfilled. So feel it like it already happened for 10 minutes straight, 3 times a day. This generates coherent electromagnetic output. Remember them talk about the electromagnetic output that goes up to 3 miles? So no, you are still going up to 3 miles, whether it is good or bad. But this time it is coherent, meaning that your focus is so strong that you're going to get what you're really desiring and not mixed signals, so to speak. Okay. So this generates coherent electromagnetic output. That was day two. Day three, this is the last part. Day three says, and this is the most important part of all the exercise, because you will do one and two, and then day three, you cancel everything. So this is the most important part. It says zero contradictions. The word diction means to speak. Okay. So don't talk contrary to what you said or imagined day one and day two. Okay. Zero contradiction. This is where most of us feel. It says, you can't admit I am abundant and then complain about bills. We do it all the time. So these are what makes your signal incoherent to the quantum field, because we talk right and walk left. That's what it's saying, right? So you cannot admit I'm abundant, doing all these manifestation techniques or affirmations, and then you start to think negatively about bills. Every contradictory thought cancels your signal. It cancels the signals that you had put out there, the electromagnetic signals that you put out there from day one and day two. So every contradictory thought cancels your signal. And for 24 hours, you must have zero doubt, zero complaints, zero fear-based talk. Boy, she said, we're at war. She said the economy has slowed down. All these different things are negative attention that you're giving out to the quantum field. Okay? So do not entertain any of that. What happens after 72 hours, this is your 3-day amplification protocol. What happens after 3 days or 72 hours, which is interesting because there's a reason why everything is for 72 hours or 3 days. When you had 7 and 2, it equals 9. 9 is the highest level of consciousness or represents consciousness, meaning that you have elevated to the highest level of your understanding by day 3. So this is why it's no accident that 3 days make 72 hours. 7 and 2 equals 9, the number for consciousness. All right. Um, it says that your frequency becomes monolithic, meaning that it is singular focus. It's not double or multiple. It is laser focus, singular, one direction, serving only one master, not two. One clear, powerful, consistent signal, and thereby the quantum field must respond, which it always does, but it does not respond coherently. Most of our signals that we send out have been sending out have been incoherent, mixed signals. You're always going to get something in return, because the quantum field mirrors what you're consciously doing in your mind. Just like you're in front of the mirror, whatever you're doing, whether the clothes is matched or mixed matched or make sense or no sense, for the event, the mirror does not care about that. It's going to reflect to you what you are doing. You understand? You're not dressing the right colors or right part. It's going to give you back what you're doing. They say we're going to a all white party and yeah, we're all red. The mirror doesn't care. It's going to give you all red. But when you coherently do the right thing, what was asked of you to do, the mirror is going to reflect exactly that. You're supposed to wear all white. You understand? So you're not going to leave the house um, in the wrong attire and then stick out like a sore thumb. You understand? So it's the same thing we're saying here with the quantum field. It mirrors everything that you're doing consciously or unconsciously, meaning in ignorance, because of all of the distractions, all of what's going on that you are uh, giving your attention. Energy flows where attention goes. So this is to laser focus your attention. It's really what we're talking about here today is the most valuable asset that you have from a consciousness level, and that is your attention. Your attention is your currency that you spend on the things that you desire or don't desire. You understand? It is the money that you spend, your attention, and all these things. So, Sir T, are you there? Um, what you think about this exercise or inner size, I like to call it? Is this
Yeah,
not some amazing stuff?
I'm gonna start right where you ended. There's a song that I have out there that say happy is the currency that
Mm,
the bill.
pays the bills. Yeah.
And zero in on your frequency as being because it can be confusing, but just zero in on one thing. Make your frequency be happy. Just at all times, regardless what's happening, you are always happy. So that becomes your frequency, and that becomes what
Mm,
you attract to you.
nice.
Happy currency that pays
That
the.
pays the
Hey,
bills.
remember when I youth, in a Mandeville bus park, you have some man where I sell cheese sticks for a living, or donuts, or whatever I must sell.
Yeah.
And you would wonder, how can a man feed a family by selling cheese sticks in a man will bus fast? But them about them where every day you see them, the man them ever happy, because they have to have that so that they attract the buyers to them.
Mm.
Orange and in full of lyrics. Everybody a pass him tell you something, and whatever I tell you, I bring you come buy an orange. The man is always happy,
Happy, happy, happy.
happy your way to where you will.
Yeah.
Where you will to go. Happy your way there. That means happy along the way. Dance along the way, all the way there. That is the frequency that you attract here. So all of these vibrations that we are trying to set up and we are trying to maintain them to 24 hour, 48 hour, 72 hour. If you just simple zero it in and just make up your mind to be happy, regardless, regardless, you're just happy at all. Because in the end, isn't that what we're all looking for?
Yeah, happiness.
Everything where you see a man doing now, the man who you see go high school and then him left and go college for 4 years, then him go med school for another 7 years. The only thing he's trying to do is to be happy. While the next man realize that, yo, man, I have to go med school to be happy. I sell some cheesecake in my market.
Yeah.
I see the doctor's happiness is no different from his happiness.
Yeah, man, because it's all subjective, yeah.
Are subjective. So
Mm.
what I would implore the item to do is, because happiness is a decision. Life is not happy. Life out there as it is. There is always something to be sad about it. But happiness is a decision.
Mm.
Once you decide to be happy, then that is gonna be your vibration. That is gonna be
Yeah.
your frequency because you're frequently happy. So it becomes your frequency. That's the vibration where you start attracting.
I like that.
Happy is the currency that pays the bill. That's what I have to say about this.
Yeah, man, I love how you analyze all of that, Serti. Um, and also to point out that happy is from the word happen. Yeah, that your being happy makes things happen. It's gonna happen in our pleasing, our pleasant way, pleasant return. In other words, the frequency, as we're talking about here, the electromagnetic frequency, whatever you're giving off is what is going to return. Because again, remember, we're dealing with the mirror principle in consciousness as well. That's why it always tells you that it is better to give than to receive. But I would like to say it like this: whatever you give is what you receive. Charity says, "Isn't that amazing? Happy is happening, and the bill is being what do you say? The bill is being paid. That's right. Happy is happening, and the bill is being paid. That's right. Um, never calls it the feeling is the secret. So you have a happy feeling, and any particular desire that you are assuming can make you happy. Notice that we all have different desires, but the result leads to happiness. Therefore, happiness is not just one thing or one way, but nonetheless, it is a particular feeling or experience. Your son or daughter passes their exam and you're happy. Your son or daughter finds their dream job and you're happy. Um, anything can create happiness. Uh,
If we're some Marlon stuff,
yes,
when
certainly.
you just say a while ago, son, your daughter passed them C-Sec exams them, and you're happy.
Hmm.
Watch it now. The man who own a bicycle, the day when him upgrade from a bicycle to a bike,
Mm-mm.
he is so happy.
Happy I didn't make you fine.
Happier than him, you can't find. That is the it is no less happy than the day when Donald Trump buy a new hotel and he's happy about a new hotel.
Mm.
On a bicycle to a bike.
Right?
It's for happiness.
Yeah.
Happiness, there is no what's the right word? There is no division in happiness. Happiness is 100%. It's comprehensive. You can't be halfway happy. Halfway happiness is sadness.
Yeah.
When the thing hit, the day when you learn to your pass your common entrance, the day when you get your green card, the day when you get your
Mm. Happier
visa,
than you can find.
yeah, when you get your citizenship. That day that you feel like you feel invincible,
Top of the world.
top of the world. So you notice how different things that you would consider to be of a different measure. I mean, a man get a bike. What is that to the man who just buy a aeroplane? It's the same thing. The man who
Yeah.
just get the man who just getting bicycle is just as happy as the man who just buy a aeroplane.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
That's for
I,
sure. Happy,
absolutely.
happy is the most. That's why I never say feeling is the secret. That feeling that he's talking about is happiness.
Is happiness. Yeah.
And happy is a decision, and you have to decide to be happy, and happy to get happiness.
Mm.
Just remember the cheese tricks, man. I saw him a feed family, and I said, I'll pick me a high school out of it, selling cheese tricks.
High school where you never did even go.
Oh, he never want to get the friends of high school.
Mm-mm. But that would make him happy to see his child go to high school. Imagine that.
All right.
Sir Marlon, what do you say?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But then I want nice place, and I don't know if you guys are here the nice stuff about girl.
No, I'm not hearing
You
it. No.
can't hear me proceed. All right. Check levels. So, you know, all right. You guys agree that yarning is contagious?
All over the phone. I don't even know.
All right. Do you know that it is something the brain perceives when you visualize or you hear something when they come onto a yarn, a man yarn? Do you know that what actually happens is the brain associate the feeling of the sound, the vibration where I'm where your eyes see, where your eyes see. Why do
Yeah.
you think that you end up yarning five
The same
seconds
time.
later,
Yeah,
10
at the
seconds
same
later?
time. Yeah.
It is something that the brain translates by
Mm.
sound and by visual. All right. You see
Mm.
happiness, and any kind of feeling. Do you know that it is, well, you guys, when I said do you know, I know you guys already know this. It is, no, I'm good. It is an actual frequency. It is thoughts, right? It is decisions. It is thoughts that we make. No, when a man have light inside, I'm saying like me I talk about a high vibrational mindset, the frequency. Emit, that man emits that frequency. It is an actual frequency, like how the radio send off a frequency. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? It is an actual frequency that can be measured. You understand? No, when you come around, you ever have this auntie or this uncle or this cousin when you come around them, it's like, a matter of fact, you used to that person that go visit and you already start light up because you know that person is a ball of fun. That person that you love their own person. All day can be around a person. That person just give you vibes, just keep you positive and just make you feel good within yourself being around that person. But then there's this other individual, whether a family member or a friend, them emit a different a low frequency, a dark, dreary, draining frequency, untrustworthy feeling. That's the type of
Yeah.
feeling you're getting.
And you pick it up.
And you pick it up because guess what? It's a frequency. You know, as Jamaican would talk, we say, oh, some spirit will take that brother the style.
Yeah.
It come from somewhere.
Yeah.
You see me and David? So you see, with this thing, you know, the emission of frequency. I'm sorry? How much? Yeah. Sorry, gentlemen. So it's an actual thing. Oh, it's an actual thing. You understand? So it is very profound. This exercise. Yes, please. This exercise. Sorry, I mean, I feel whistle and a ride and thing, but I couldn't help but partake in the conversation. All right, so I'm getting out of this place now. All right, so yeah, um, this exercise is yeah. So you said the duration is 3 days, right, Sir Chris?
Yes, 3 days of three different um um
Three
you know
different things that you have to establish.
three different decision makings, that you have to you can't do day three and day one or day two and day one. They have to be in that order. Can't be all over the place. Singular focus on each day of this amplification protocol, them call it.
All right. So these 3 days now.
Mm-hmm.
Then in the Bible, it never say um Jesus said same man put on him body for 3 days and raised up back in the 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah.
right. And the 3 days constitute what? Based on mathematics and astrology. Them
Mm-hmm.
say a full day comprised of 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
3 days, 3 times 24 give over. So like 72.
Mm-hmm.
7 plus 2.
9.
And where did the 9 do again? It's fruition.
9 is the number for consciousness, meaning that
So
this is
like you arrive at 9.
this is a higher state of awareness, the highest state of awareness.
Right. In Gamatria, according to Freemasonry, 9 is the number of completion. I think. Isn't that so?
Yeah, man. 9, as I
Correct me if
said,
I'm wrong.
is the highest number in our number system for a reason. You
Right.
understand? So that's what completes the circle, so to speak.
Right. Completion.
Yeah, because a baby is in the mother's womb for 9 months. It's telling you right there. You understand? It's
So therefore, right. Sorry, I mean to get ahead of it. So therefore, the 3 days of this exercise and the different things that we have to accomplish each day to come to this
mm-hmm.
final, to establish the the this experiment, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak, to
Yeah,
establish it is 3 days.
3 days.
You
Yeah,
understand? With full focus on each day's part.
yeah,
And they can't flinch because if you doubt, then you're going to have incoherent readings and
mm-hmm.
incoherent results.
Yeah.
All right, good. You see, the reason why I put it this way, is because we have been speaking it and saying it in so many different ways. Just like you said earlier, I don't know if you realize it, you said energy flows where attention goes, the focus. You understand? Not wavering at all. This is the
Exactly.
beauty. This is the beauty of this thing that we're waking up to and realizing reality. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because all that have to be done within us, the observer. We're observing this thing. You understand? Because we
Mm-hmm.
are aware. Anyway, I don't want to ramble too much, but we're just excited about the thing. Back to you, Sir Chris and Sir T.
Yes, man. Thank you for that. That those statements there, Sir Marlon, and giving us your perspective on this training today. I would like to call it because we're here to train our imagination, as Never would say. We're training our imagination. We're disciplining our attention and our focus. We're learning how to put on our blinders, so to speak, and be tunnel vision, and block out all the distractions because we're going to see things, we're going to hear things, especially we're going to hear things. Your hearing is the first thing that you have to discipline because you might be blind, cannot see, or you might be in a place where you're not seeing anything, but you're hearing stuff. You're hearing stuff on the phone, over the radio. Somebody's telling you this and telling you that. So you cannot, well, I know. Once you hear something, you cannot unhear it. All right. But you can discipline how you react towards it. So this is why you have to discipline your hearing. We're not saying that your hearing is so disciplined that you don't hear things or will not hear that. Why, say the economy is slow or we're in a recession or you're going to hear all these things. But you are the source. You being consciousness is the source. So nothing that is going on out there is not of any consequence towards you because you're the one who is creating your reality. So whatever reality you're hearing or perceiving with your eyes and stuff like that, it does not matter to you. It does not decide what you experience or how you live. You decide how you live, despite all of what's going on. That is the battle between the mind. You understand? The five senses, we have them for a reason, but they're not disciplined. So we have to discipline our five senses, especially our hearing. And next, is our sight, what we see, and stuff like that. So we have to realize that nothing that the five senses is aware of does not decide our destiny, our life, unless we let it. You understand? Because consciousness is impartial. So if you allow your five senses or your habits primarily to determine, how you think of a thing or search or a circumstance, your consciousness is going to replicate that. It is not capable of saying, just like the mirror, of reflecting other than what you're wearing. It cannot reflect other than what you're thinking or, in most cases, feeling. Because you could be thinking one thing, but your feeling is different. You understand? You could be thinking, oh, I want to get this job. And then you feel to yourself, no, I'll get it, I'm just not feel like the people them like me or I'm qualified or I just don't have the what it takes. You understand? You're not feeling that you're deserving of it. You don't meet the qualifications. But you want it. You're thinking to yourself, I want this job. But you don't feel that you're going to get it. So quantum mechanic, the quantum field says, your wish is my command. Because all these things are in the quantum field. You feeling that you are deserving or feeling that you're not deserving. Because remember, the quantum field has all that's in the quantum field are probabilities. You understand? Possibilities, different things that can happen. But based on your signal, based on what you're giving off, is going to condense into a single output or outcome. But the outcome may not match what you are really desiring. You're going to get a mixed signal, mixed outcome. People always tell us sometimes that you're giving off mixed signal. You're saying one thing and then you're saying another. You're giving off. If someone think about this, pretend you're the quantum field, right? A friend come to you and say, I want to go to school. Then the next thing you come and say, boy, I'm gonna have the money. Then the next thing you come and say, I think it's gonna be too hard. Then he comes back and say, boy, nobody in my family never graduate college yet, And so you're getting all these different thought pattern from this person. You cannot decide which one this person is. You understand? You can't decide which one this person is because they're feeling this way, that way, walking right, talking right, walking left. They're going a step forward and two step backwards. So you're going to come to a conclusion, whatever that conclusion is, and that's what you're going to give. That's the feedback you're going to give to that person. And so the quantum field which is more dynamic than that never misses, can't miss, is very exact, very precise, even if the result is not uh, what you desire or what you thought would happen. It is an exact result. The mirror is exact, the mirror can't miss, has never missed. Your quantum field is the same way. It never misses. You understand? Can't miss. But you're the one who is the operant power, who's operating the consciousness by way of your conscious beliefs or disbeliefs or habits and all these different type of things that you've developed um, within your life over the years. If your habit is as soon as you see a sign that something is out of line or not possible, by way of habit, start to accept it. It not gonna happen. Oh, I knew it wasn't gonna happen. I knew when I saw this. I knew when I heard this. You started to accept defeat. These are habits. Never have a tape on that about and in his book, I think the 5 lessons on how habits are the things that really control our lives. And habits are formed in your subconscious or the unconscious. So these things are called unconscious behaviors because they don't reason out the thing. They just accept. It's a habit of a particular behavior. So no, you don't say, oh, this is how um things are right now, but I can make it better. I can perceive it to be better. Remember, based on this experiment, it says that um reality, by way of the study that they did with the double slit experiment or the Copenhagen interpretation, which means that the experiment was that they had 2 slits in an object, and they sent towards that object what do you call it now? The atoms or whatnot, whatever, right? And there's an observer on the other side observing what's coming towards the slits. When they pass through the slits, the double slit, they start to mingle based on observation. They start to mingle and react to each other. And then it becomes a singular or a single. It goes from being 2 potential outcomes to becoming one once it's observed. And based on the Copenhagen explanation here, where it says that what you're doing is the states um, these are physical particles that does not have a definite state or property until it is measured or until it is observed. So what that's telling guys, you can think of it like this. When you have an adverse outcome, right? Based on how you observe the adversity, is going to create either more adversity or keep the adversity or change it based on your perception of it. You understand? So the outcome is adverse. You go into your 3-day amplification protocol to reverse the adversity by focusing on what? On the solution, not the adversity, Focus on what is going to quench it, what's going to extinguish it, what's going to resolve or dissolve this outcome. That's going to be your focus. And you're going to do it for 72 hours. Day 1, you choose whatever this resolution is or desire is. And that's all you focus on for day one. Multiple desires will equal to signal interference. So you don't think of this one thing and then another thing comes and you start thinking on that. Another thing comes and you start thinking of that. You're going to create incoherency with the quantum field. The quantum field, again, guys, is the superconscious, your highest awareness of being. The all that there is, everything lives in the quantum field. Scripture calls it the Father. Everything is in the Father. Jesus always talks about, I am in the Father and the Father is in me. I and the Father are one. But the Father is greater. Why? Because everything lives in the Father. So it is the greater mind, the greater aspect. In my Father's house, Sir T writes, are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I will go and prepare a place for you so that wherever I am, there you will be also. Or it says, I will come back and receive you unto myself so that where I am, you will also be there with me. You understand? So this is you, day one, going into the Father's house, choosing a desire, and you singularly um, focus all of your attention for 24 hours, meaning that may not be, we're not talking about every second of the day, but it's like when you have your favorite place that you desire to go to or longing to go to or can't wait to get to. I mean, it has become a reality now. The day before you go, you can't stop thinking about it. You have never been to this place, but it has always been on your bucket list. Or it's a date with a person that you really like or admire or um, desired, right? That day leading up to the event, you can't stop thinking about it. That's what we're talking about. Okay? Your desire is like this experience that you're looking so forward to. And you are certain that you're going to have the experience in 24 hours from now. And all you're thinking about is having the experience. As never say, living in the end from now, the very beginning. So that's what you're doing. And you spend 24 hours thinking only about that. Somebody comes here and say, Sir Tina, you say, we're going to war with such and such now. Yeah, man, me hear it. Or no, me not hear nothing, but can't focus on that no, brother. You understand? You draw back into yourself. Because these things are going to happen. These things are going to happen because these are in your consciousness. All these different interferences lives within you. So what I'm saying, every time something about the devil, like every time you get saved, so to speak, here comes the devil. So it's something like that. Whenever you have a particular thing that you're focused on, here comes the devil. What's the devil? Just all your concerns, your doubts, your fears that you have about doing a certain thing. They're gonna pop up. Members say, have the money. Members say your credit mash up. Members say, um, black people don't really get these type of you know, things done are granted to them, and all these negative vibrations that you have impregnated your subconscious with, they're going to pop up because remember, 90% of your life, if not more, operates within the subconscious. Your subconscious,
Surface.
is what operates in your life. Yes, yes, sir, Sir Marlon.
You know, just briefly more interject, and say this, and I've said this before, I found it to be
Mm,
how can I say, uh, admirable.
mm,
But in the same breath, here's what I'm about to say. Growing up,
mm-hmm.
I've wondered to myself, how is it? And this is based off what you just said, the intensity of how much you stay focused on what you want. You understand?
Yeah.
To the point of if it's food, you're tasting it, you already know what it tastes like and how good it make you feel. If it's a location you want to be at, you see what I'm saying, how badly you want to go there, you already see yourself there and actually live the joy and the happiness,
Mm-hmm.
and what you're doing is putting everything in motion to afford the possibility
Mm-hmm.
of this thing actually coming to fruition. No, here's the thing I was trying to mention, and a lot of people would never understand this, but us here would. Growing up, I was wondering to myself, how is it that enough wicked man so successful, enough bad man, man where the man the thoughts, no, they're on the high side. The man that I think more all them can get for themselves, or them can get ahead by ill-got means, whichever way necessary,
Mm-hmm.
them might get ahead. And you have the ones them where aspire to be great, the
Mm-hmm.
greatest bad man or the greatest. I sit down and sit up and them man they leave and go foreign. Some of them can't even read. And the man them get the bus for go England, come America.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I know one in particular who I know a couple man who killed in my area when I
Mm-hmm.
grew up. The man there in England now.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a man right now where they're here in the US. The man they never mentioned high school or past 7th grade or secondary school. You understand?
Yeah.
What these individuals have is what we're talking about. A focused desire and what they want. No, the Bible, people see Christian people will never understand. And what you're talking about, the quantum field,
Yeah.
the subconscious does not care who's the guy. As long as you are do what you need to actuate what you aspire,
Yeah.
it will give it to you. Because guess what happened? You are connecting the dots necessary, just like the seed in the ground. The right temperature, the right conditions are there for the seed to sprout and to push root. You understand? What I'm
Yep.
saying, is people would say, oh, they teach us, oh, when you're good until you shall inherit the kingdom and thing and all of that, and something you have to die
To
to
inherit.
inherit. No, these other men know, nah, there's nothing what them I say. And these men are doing what we're talking about now,
Mm.
focusing on their what they aspire, their desire, living it every day. When I be sit down upon the corner and hear some of the youth them that I grew up with, the man them talk about the same thing every day.
Mm.
One them talk like, and yeah, in retrospect, just knowing that, and they don't know what they were doing. They don't know what they were doing. But what they were doing, we don't know what they were doing. Man get up
Mm-hmm.
and say, oh, I got rich, rich, me I got rich every day, You know what I mean? Yo, I'm gonna pull up all that so down my all my X5 and thing. Be a girl. You know what I mean? You see, and this are the speech where them talk every day.
Yeah.
Me see youth and youth when are bright like me in terms of academics, and not to brag, but you understand where I'm coming from. You
Yeah.
understand?
Mm-hmm.
And these men are, are successful.
Yeah.
Elephant Man, the DJ. Elephant Man, I grew up with him.
Mm.
Elephant Man is a successful DJ. Very nasty attitude. That now nothing to do with what he did to be
Mm-hmm.
where he's at right now. It is focus,
Yeah.
actually seeing themselves in the position where they are right now.
Mm-hmm.
No. How can you come and tell me, say, oh, you must do this and do that to inherit this and that and whatever? When these men are actually doing it, that don't mean say I'm gonna be wicked or I'm gonna
Yeah.
the plunder and mayhem and distress upon the face of the earth. No, what I need to do is amplify the high vibrational side, the way that I am, the way I am tuned. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? You understand? A light, I am light. You understand? Is use that same intensity
Yeah.
to achieve the same result as them one. Because them one they not dead soon, them one they not dead quick. People talk and say, boy, a wicked man had dead, boy, them time are coming. But for the man, them
Yeah,
will live a
man.
lot of that.
Them live long, outlive that. Yeah, man.
But it's the focal point is they are doing something that they don't know that they're doing it, but they might do it. Just like
Yeah.
we're talking right now about the
Yeah, man.
focus.
Fundamentally, we know, but intellectually, we may not. So we're talking
Mm-hmm.
about the intellectual side in the quantum mechanics and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. But fundamentally, we all know it. We all do it. And that's why people, like you said, wicked man are successful because of their focus. Consciousness is a mirror. It does not reflect other than what you're giving to it. So if your desire is to go hurt somebody and you can't wait to see that person to hurt them, an opportunity will come to hurt the person. May I tell you? And the only way the person escape that is if their focus or attention
It's
is,
greater.
is greater. You understand? So them can offset what this other person is intending to do to them. So
Indeed.
if that person fear that thing happening to them, then that they will meet that person one day. The fear, as Job said, the thing I feared will happen to them. You understand? So
Because you're amplifying that thing to come faster
yeah, man.
by the fear. You
By
you,
the
you you
fear.
notice something what happens
Mm-hmm.
when two things. When you fear, your heart rate increase, your heart beat faster.
Yeah.
And also when you're excited,
Mm-hmm.
happy, your heart rate increase.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier on
Mm-hmm.
in this lesson about the heart when you were breaking down the
Electromagnetic field, yeah.
right and what the heart do. You see,
Mm-hmm.
there's so much we still don't understand about our connection with this vessel.
Heart coherence, yeah.
Yeah, man. So you
Mm-hmm.
see, it have a lot for do. It have a lot, but we'll get there still.
Yeah, man, we're getting there. Let me see what Surti has said. Surti,
Yeah, yes, something that Sir Marlon just mentioned out.
about the wicked man them.
Elephant Man, you mentioned Elephant Man. I remember the man grew up with the elephant, and the elephant was a baby elephant, Marlon Devon. And
Yeah,
he made the elephant had a nasty attitude. He still does right now. Me don't know the
mm,
man, but I've heard too many people that know the man first.
yeah.
The middle of the crew call scare them crew. It was
Scared them,
four,
bro. Mm-hmm.
the four of them in the crew. And the other three man have nothing good to say about Elephant Man.
Yeah.
And the reason the group mash up because he wants to make all of the money for himself. And so he had a nasty attitude. But guess what?
Mm-hmm.
In spite of the nasty attitude, he had a focused mind.
Yeah.
And the law does not care. The law is impartial. The law is impartial. The law does not care or does not judge him or take off one mark off and grade because he have a nasty attitude.
Mm.
No, because he has a focused mind. That is all that the law knows.
Yeah.
You have a focused mind, and the law is repaying you for your focus.
Mm-hmm.
Because where your energy goes, or where your attention goes, is where your energy
It
is.
goes. Mm.
So he was the most focused of the four of them in the group. And regardless of the fact that he had the worst attitude, him go come through see me.
Mm-hmm.
I Isaac did not give a damn that Jacob was a whole liar and a whole deceiver and a whole thief. Doesn't Isaac represents the father,
Quantum field.
represents the law, the quantum field. The
Mm-hmm.
quantum field does not care that Jacob is a habitual liar or deceiver or robber or thief. The man is focused.
Yeah.
The man is attacking the thing from a mental standpoint. That's why I'm going to win. Esau is trying to attack it from a physical standpoint. Him go lose.
True. There you go.
Him go lose. The man
Feeling.
is yes. Jacob is attacking the thing by working with the quantum field. While Esau is taking on the physical field out there. He's a farmer.
Yeah.
He can't win. The man who is playing a physical game cannot outdo the man that is playing a mind game in anything.
No.
So the law is impartial. The law is like a verified equation in a mathematics. When I use Pythagoras' theorem to calculate the area of a triangle, and I use it correctly, the way how Pythagoras intended for you to use it. While you're using the equation does not know if it's a reduced from upper English side. I use it.
Partial to that, man. Yeah, man.
Like how Pashanti doesn't care.
I said 30, the theorem, the Pythagoras theorem, now I go identify and say, brother, you're broken. Now make him use it the right way. It's funny, but it's true.
That's why the law is blind. That's why Isaac had to be blind. It loses the option of identifying who is using the law. So once you apply, it does not. That's why them tell us that, good people, good. No man, the people when they call good people, religious, righteous, Christian, I broke his and pauperizing people. Them when they know, when nobody broke and pauperizing like them. While the man drugs panic and him get rich and prosperous, and even though way man do is wickedness, the Lord does not hear. He has a focused mind. He knows what he wants and where he must try to go, and him realize he must do it himself. Him not depend on a God to come from somewhere come do it.
Yeah, it's only wicked to the conscious mind, you know.
Wicked to the conscious mind, and in the end, it does not matter because we all come here to remember and grow. And is he gonna pay the consequences of his wickedness? Yes, because there's a law for that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, if you spit in the sky, it shall fall in the eye, you know. You understand? Anything you put out in the universe, you know, it'll bring it back to you. So you're absolutely. But glad you mentioned about the certain because I was gonna say something about it.
Yeah,
You understand?
Man like Elephant and man, they see him son named Ellie Trunk. He's a DJ. So his son, when they say the man look identical.
Yeah, man, a Gracie grandson, man, right down the bottom of my lane, there, so.
Yeah, man, Elephant man denied the youth of him picking and don't mind him. And when they say the youth look exactly like him, even if Elephant man is have a twin brother that would not have been his twin brother son, that would have still be his son.
Yeah, man.
The consequences of them things that you can't get, you will pay the consequences. There will be some imbalance in spite of all of his financial success and his career success. There will be some imbalance in his checkbook to imbalance out. And when I say checkbook, I'm not talking physical checkbook, I'm talking about in his life experience. He's gonna go through some things that's gonna cause him some pain in his life. He might go through them. He might go through with all of the money and the success for him. He's going through an happiness that he can't understand why he's so unhappy. Because you're not here by your youth, even when you're your youth. So not unpunished.
Yeah.
Though the sin be forgiven, it shall not go unpunished. Though the sin be forgiven, meaning the sin don't stop you from manifesting your other dreams if you use the equation right. But that will not be unpunished because inherent within the sin itself is the punishment thereof. You can't get away from it.
Yeah, man, it's a changeless law, you know.
It is a law, and a law cannot be broken, you know, brother. There is no point in making a commandment that thou shalt not break this law. You can't break it. So there is no commandment that say you should not break it because you can't break it. You can't break the law. The law, everything that comes with the law comes within the law. If you use the law correctly, you can't miss. And if you break the law, you can't miss either.
There's always a return.
Always a return. That's why laws are not a man not just come up with an idea and immediately it's a lie. Start out by being a theory. Meaning it has to be tested and proven under several different conditions.
Yeah.
Where under any condition, that's when it becomes a law.
Yeah.
Once it becomes a law, my brother, there's no escaping.
Mm-hmm.
No escaping the truth inside this story, brother. It's coming out.
Yeah, man. And the quantum field, the father, the superconscious, the universal mind, is the ultimate law because within it are all the opposites of every condition, good and evil being one of them. As it said, the Father or God placed within the midst of the Garden of Eden the knowledge of good and evil, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And I don't know why people still argue about, I said God never created evil. He not created as some way is within God. I don't know if it create. It just is. There's nothing that can be created. It can only be as never said demonstrated. You can't create magnetism, you can only demonstrate it. Magnetism is a law, always exists, but you can demonstrate the law once you find out the principles of it. So good and evil and not where was created are just something that is. I can say like this: if God exists, everything exists. If there's a God, as they would say, who is all knowing, which is the quantum field, all knowing, omniscient, you know, and all powerful, then there is nothing that is unknown to this power, this resident power. Nothing can be unknown. Everything must exist. So I don't know why we continue having this foolish argument about um evil coming from the devil. It can't come from nobody else but this all-knowing power, this universal mind. And in this universal mind, good and evil is not bad. It's just a law that gives back how you operate it. Good and bad is something what the conscious mind developed. That's what man uses to measure outcomes, experience. But in the quantum field, there's no such thing as good and bad, or good and evil. These are just energy outcomes within the quantum field that when expressed, it gives you a bad example. You use a hammer or a cutlass to chop down a tree. If somebody come to attack you, and you have a cutlass, chop him down too. You defend yourself. It's not evil. You're operating a tool that is capable of cutting down a tree and cutting down someone else who tries to attack you. You understand?
So, Chris,
The evil part of
there's
it
so
would be you going to purposely attack this person for whatever reason. You understand? Same outcome, but the intention is what makes it no good or evil. So you see that's how you know there's no good or evil. It's just the outcome or the intention is what you will use to measure why you did this to this person. Were you defending yourself or you intentionally, maliciously hurt this person? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
you,
Yes, sir.
you know, people have a thing what them say. I was gonna ask you. So, which part determine whether you move forward with a wicked act or you don't move forward with it. Your conscious mind,
Yeah.
Yeah,
your
you have to
conscious
be,
mind, right?
yeah, you have to be conscious.
Because people always say,
It's
"Oh
like
God,
that.
have a conscience, man." When somebody had the desire to do something ill
You
mannered
can.
and fear to somebody, them say,
Mhm.
"Boy, you're not a conscience." It's a man did. Conscience come from no from the word conscious, man. It's same indifference. Is a man
Yeah,
did. So it
you
having consciousness. So the
Mhm.
field itself not partial to whoever do the right. I pull the right strings or push the right buttons for desired income. It does that partial to anyone. Whoever push the right buttons for the desired income, it will accommodate because that's a subconscious, right? But the higher level is the one who thinks, which is the conscious,
Mhm.
and whether to move forward with the act or refrain from it based on the outcome it might bring.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's why you
Sir,
asked to
Sir T was about to
be
say something.
conscious. Yeah, go ahead, Serti.
no, I was saying that it all comes down to what you do. If you notice, the word evil, if you add a D to it, you get devil. The word the word God, if you add an O to it, you get good.
Yeah.
So adding a D and a O. It all comes down to what you do. What Sir Marlon mentioned a while ago is that the man do a thing and him saying no conscience. No, you have a conscience. Your conscience is a subconscious mind, so you can't do without having a conscience. You have a conscience. You choose to ignore the conscience and do what you want to do in
Yeah.
that
Mm-hmm.
moment, and that's why that's a wicked act because there is an inner voice, the conscience, that is against what you're about to do, and you know it's against what you're about to do, but you in your ego, conscious mind, choose to do
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah.
That's what makes it. That's what makes because there's a time and place for everything. There's a time when it's the right thing to use your machine and put a man into it.
Mm.
A time when it's the right thing to do, when that is the right thing to do. There's a time and a place for every. So when you're walking in your house and catch one man a raise a 5 year old daughter, what you think of
Well, that would be his return based on his action. You understand? That way am I gonna get based on his action, you know. So the law is just
The law
in
is
that
just.
in that principle right there, yeah. But if you just see the man and decide to chop him up, you know, then you're choosing, you know, to use malintent or malintentions against this person. And therefore your return will also be, similar to that intention. You understand? So this is why people who, go out there and become nuisance to the community and whatever, it can't last long. Majority of them can't outlive that.
Exactly. There are times when lying is the right thing to do, the right thing to do in that moment. And I think we've used that example before. The
Hmm.
right in that moment is to lie. When you will sit on your veranda and when you look, you see a man or a girl, you see a girl just run right past you and run down in your backyard and run underneath your cellar. And 10 seconds later, you see a baby father come breathing nothing but anger and ask you, you see the one Susan? The right thing is to tell the man, say, you don't see Susan. You see I run down on this.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So this thing about speak the truth and speak it ever cause it what it will. So cause it what it so you go tell her say she gone on this and making go and go chop her and kill her. I writing that you
Nope.
Yeah,
okay,
because
good.
your conscience can't clear within yourself. You have to go, you are going to bear some guilt
Yes,
by
and
that action.
that's the in that moment.
Yeah.
In that moment, I know I'm glad they said that, Sir T, because guess what now? When them cool off and when things reach down and one and whatever it is, I know, if it's so if it deems necessary, you can say, boy, brother, the man is not so much rich, brother, I mean, how you killer and thing. You see me, I
Yeah.
did. You could choose to say, yeah, man, she run with someone, but brother, you look like you got blood in the eye, man. But she say, you don't kill her, brother. But couldn't make that happen. You see me, I did.
Yeah.
That like in that moment save both
No,
him.
no, you're right. In
Mhm.
that moment, you made a decision based on what deemed necessary at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, because he's acting from an emotional state. And it's like when someone angers you and you try to rush that person, your friends them grab you and hold you back because you're in an emotional state. Because you don't know what you're going to do in that emotional state. But them know, say it's not going to be good. And them don't want to get them don't want you to get into trouble. So they're gonna hold you
You know,
until
this
you
should have go over a lot of people's head though.
until
Them
it
cause them
until
wouldn't
it
say the
until it
reason.
pass. Hmm.
You're absolutely right. So, no, I'm saying this reasoning would go over a lot of people's head because they're so caught up their ego. They
Hmm.
would be so caught up in their ego. Oh well, it's never good to lie. You know, the always do gooders. No
Yeah.
matter no matter what consequences it might bring, you know,
Hmm.
whatever perceived consequences it might bring, you know, they will judge and say, oh well, you know what I mean. All right, for example. Say you bring your weapon upon a premises where you're not supposed to bring it upon. You know, make nobody know, but you keep your weapon for your own self-preservation. It so
Hmm.
happened that say something happened where you have to come to the defense of an individual or individuals,
Hmm.
or even a police officer will get um um put down or you know, if you get
Hmm.
caught off guard or whatever it is.
Yeah.
No you pull your weapon and you execute what is necessary for
Hmm.
minimize a threat.
Yeah.
You understand? And make everything the safe again and whatever it is. Granted, you're not supposed to have the weapon on the premises, but had you not had that weapon on you,
Hmm.
it would have been a
Hmm.
catastrophic, a
Outcome. Yeah.
disastrous end.
Hmm.
Many lives lost and whatever it is. Do you understand that this government is set up to still say they're going to give you a pardon in light of the
Oh yeah.
lives lost, but them still would
Yeah.
want to prosecute you
Yeah. But
because
you would be pardoned because of
that's what I'm saying. In light of
the
the
yeah, because
result,
the results, would have been worse had you not been there. So,
but it would have been a heavy pardon because they
the
still would
conscience
want to.
comes into play right there. The conscience, I gotta say, all right, never mind. Based on the outcome, it's a prosecuting offense, but based on the outcome, we're going to
Mm-hmm.
we're going to reward you.
Agiably.
Yeah, we're going to reward you. You
But
know,
don't do it again,
but
because
but
you're
don't do
not
it
supposed
again.
to have.
Yeah. So what we're saying here, guys, we're just
I mean, I gotta do it
demonstrating,
again because them we just show them
you
say
know.
maybe you need to amend this and put conditions on it because if
Hmm.
this was the situation, loved ones would have been in mourning right now. You see what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it goes right back into what we were saying. What Sir T said, I'm like say
The
Sir T, I'm
content.
glad you bring that up. A lot of people are hide behind the whole fear of. Sir T said there are times when lying, telling a lie is the right thing to do.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? You can go in at the Bible, and find that too, that'd be long-winded. But you remember when was it Abraham and then I think Isaac do it again too. Abraham tell them say technically Abraham never lie if you want to go by the writings. Him tell them in Egypt say Sarah was him
And
sister
stuff.
car if him they tell them say and one of them would have killed him for get her car she was beautiful.
Yeah.
But according to the Bible, technically him never lie still, because Sarah was him half sister and him father picnic. Is what I'm saying?
But
Carry me
she,
wrong in the
she,
30, but
she,
I think that
she,
was the case.
she was his wife, so he never tell that part of the truth. You understand?
Yeah, but I'm lie.
So
Isaac did the same thing again because was it there? Remember for the Amalekite, one of them set of people there. And he went down there He went down there. I don't know for what reason, if it was famine or drought. But anyway, the king did desire to take him wife, and I think according to the writings, God make a whole part sore come upon the man impotence and the woman where have put the man dead and whatever it is. I might be confusing both stories between father and son still. But anyway, the point is, he lied again to save him life.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
remember reading the story, right? Him say, I am
Yeah,
sister.
man. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, sincerity.
No, I'm saying in the Abraham incident, yeah, he didn't tell a complete lie because Sarah, according to the writings in the book, when one of literal, is his half sister
Mm-hmm.
and sister. Yes, I am sister. So he wasn't
Mm-hmm.
lying, but he was still being deceptive.
He's deceptive, right?
Yeah.
No,
Can much I save him hide?
yeah, nothing is wrong. And nothing is wrong
And
with
wrong with it, man. People need to learn. That's why I'm glad they bring it up.
not every truth need to be told.
Mm-hmm.
And every truth need to be told in every moment. Yep. All right. I was just watching the Tupac case, murder case thing, and they called a man to the stand. The man is from the other side, not from the side where the accused murderer is at. The accused murderer is a crip. Then call a blood to testify. And the state called him to testify. And the man refused to say certain things. Because he said, if I say certain things, it's gonna put that man sitting right there, it will put him in a prison. And even though I know he don't like me and I don't like him, I'm not gonna
Right.
I'm not gonna help you to put him in prison.
Mm.
See
There
there?
are, there are certain things that I can withhold from saying, and I'm not the one on trial, so you can't put me in prison on me, don't want.
Yeah.
I can withhold from saying that because that's gonna harm that man right here. And even though he's a crip and he don't like me and I'm a blood and I don't like him, but by the street of the code, when I come a court, come put me in prison.
Yeah, man.
Uno try to me come here, so me have to come. Uno, yeah, uno subpoena me to come, so me have to come. But me not have to say what uno want me to say.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So what we're saying here, guys, is that the conscious mind is designed to make choices. It's the mind of decisions. And
Correct.
so um it's the ego mind that requires discipline, either to, you know, make a decision based on observation or circumstances and whatnot. You can make a decision, you can consciously choose to imagine something different, imagine a different outcome. The conscious mind, though it gets a bad rap, being the ego and the devil and stuff like that, it is the mind that is capable of choosing your outcome. And unfortunately, a lot of times we've been conditioned to choose wrongfully or wrongly, the based on what we are observing. We assume the worst, but we have the ability to change. The conscious mind gives you the ability to we never call it. The conscious mind is like the shin where it consumes um circumstances that you don't like. You can think contrary to that, opposite of that, consciously. So it's like a flame, the shin. You're given this conscious mind in a way to save yourself or to incriminate yourself. It goes both ways, but it's really to make changes, to make decisions. The ability is what gives you. That's where the free will comes from. The conscious mind is the mind of free will. You get to choose Am I going to go right or left, forward or backwards, up or down? I don't mind that we get to do all these different 360, if you want to call it, decision making. Understand? And interestingly, in the Garden of Eden, to use that analogy, because that's all it really is. It's not history, guys. Okay. For those of you out there watching, this is not a history book. It's a book of the mind, your consciousness. And so the tree of knowledge of good and evil is your conscious mind. Now, interestingly, they had a serpent in the tree. Here's why. The word pent um, represents the five senses. This is why you're told to repent. It is a change of what you perceive. What you perceive, okay, you have to repent. You have to reconfigure, re-speak. On my side of Pentagon, I've no five. That's why they put this. That's why they put the snake in the tree, because it's representing the five senses, the serpent, and then the serpent, um, aka snake. Exactly. So Pentagon has five sides. So it was put in the tree of the knowledge of good and evil because the five senses is this tree of knowledge of good and evil. The five senses is aware. It's awareness. It's aware of all type of things. It's the tree of is the senses of it senses all type of different things. So that is your initial awareness is the five senses. Okay, you're not aware of the quantum field and subconscious mind, all these other things. You're aware five sensory of everything around you. It's your initial sense. So this is where you took the fall. You eat from that tree. You can only have an experience with the five senses. Okay? And so that's why they had to eat from that tree. But what I'm saying is the snake slash serpent, this serpent represents the ability to change from one outcome to another. Notice a snake can shed their skin. They have the ability to impregnate themselves. Some snakes are asexual. Them can impregnate them own selves. They don't need another snake to be pregnant or to have kids or whatever, right? Or other snakes. So there's a reason why the ancients use these symbols. No, snake can't talk, people. Snake does not speak. But this symbolically, it represents the five sense. It represents infinity in terms of being able to impregnate yourself. You impregnate in your own consciousness. You don't need another person to impregnate your consciousness. You can do it on your own. You understand? You are self-begotten. All right. So that's the reason why they use that symbolically in the Garden of Eden. The serpent is you having the ability to speak because of your five senses, what you perceive. You're going to develop an awareness how to express what you're perceiving. Okay. And it is going to tell you you're going to be as God because everything that you know or become aware of is in God. It's in the quantum field. You're going to become just like God, knowing both good and evil. Now, good and evil come from God. Can't come from anywhere else. The quantum field. Everything lives in it. And the conscious mind is just an aspect or a subdivision, subcompartment of consciousness itself. Consciousness cannot have an experience without the conscious mind, and it cannot operate the consciousness without the subconscious mind. Yeah, everything is so what I say no, it's so divine, it's designed, it's a law, it cannot be broken, cannot be changed. It's just that we operate the law incoherently, as we're talking about today. but we're learning now how to zero in on our desires by accepting and practicing this study that was carried out back in 1998 by this physicist, and they call it the dominant frequency projection. So what we're trying to do here, not trying, but what we're doing here is elevating our consciousness like a muscle. We are exercising it or energizing it, giving it, giving it, what I say no, task to carry out. And then by practicing these tasks the right and proper way, constantly, consistently, over and over, this is how you're going to develop what they call now a coherent electromagnetic field. By practicing this dominant frequency projection protocol for 3 days, you're developing the electromagnetic field that is always around you. Okay, it's like this. The electromagnetic field is like this. A field that's just going in and out around you, right? And it's electromagnetic because one part of it is male, one part of it is female. The electric side is male, the magnetic side is female. Everything is so perfect in its design. They don't come up with these words for no reason. Okay, they're telling you about yourself. You have this masculine, feminine field around you because you have to have masculine and feminine in order to project or to create. You understand? But it's not two different power. It's one power with these different attributes or nature within it in order for it to produce an outcome. But for it to produce the right outcome that we all desire, we have to develop it. We have to bring it to maturity, so to speak. Just like male and female cannot have offsprings until we are mature enough to do it. When we reach a certain age where we can produce, sperm and all these different things, and your eggs are developed and mature, we reach the age of maturity to have offsprings. So your electromagnetic field has to be developed the same way. And interestingly, I want to bring up this point. Why do we bring about so many negative outcomes then? Here's why. Same 3-day situation, but check this out, guys. Day one, when we have a certain adversity, we do? Spend the whole day thinking about the adversity. Am I lying? Is not that what we do? We spend the whole day thinking about this adversity, right? As to what just happened. Then the next day, we saturate it with our emotions. As I said, day two, emotional saturation, where we feel at the maximum intensity. We've magnified the feeling, day two. And then day three, we have zero contradiction, meaning that it's a negative outcome that we're experiencing. And so we stay with the negative expectation. So we don't have any contradiction, which would be something positive to contradict the magnetic field that you have created the first 2 days. Now you're in day three, continuing this bombardment of negativity, of expecting the worst to come from this. And it's no wonder we have developed this electromagnetic field, or our subconscious mind our unconscious mind, is so developed with negativity that when we have an experience, the habit that we would always use to justify the experience takes over. And we do it for days on end and wonder why we continue having these perpetual outcomes. Wonder why when these things happen, we say, why this thing always happen to me? Not realizing that we are the one that has given it permission to happen based on our attention that we are broadcasting. Here we say, a broadcast for up to 3 miles away. Your feelings are not just internal, they are broadcasting electromagnetic commands. And it says weak frequency equals reality ignores you, dominant frequency equals reality obeys. So you might have a negative so-called, you might have a weak so-called positive frequency. You have a frequency about you that has positive thinking and affirmations, but it's weak. But your negative frequency is strong, meaning that your negative expectations, your doubts and fears, you know, that is a very strong frequency. So anytime anything look like it's not going to go your way, your attention now starts to go with the down spiral. Instead of going opposite to where the down spiral is happening, you go with it. Imagine that. So we're all good at that. We've all been conditioned to do that. What we are not conditioned to do is to create a positive vibration or electromagnetic command center at all times. This is what we're working on. That is where you're disciplined. That's when you become a disciple or I think that you're disciplined. You know, you're now an apostle, the apostle Paul. You understand? You go from being Saul to now Paul. Saul is your ego mind, your the flesh. Saul represents the ego. Paul represents your subconscious, the spirit. You understand? The Christ mind. That's why in Paul's writing, all he talk about is Christ consciousness or Christ, or he's the one that says, don't you know that Christ is in you? Paul said that, telling you that you have this Christ mind that is in the Father, that knows all, that is all. But the thing from the flesh mind or the conscious mind, you're always going to use your environment to perceive, or the things that you know about yourself to perceive your outcome. And you should never use that mind to do that. That mind should only be used to choose the right outcome, and then you become impotent, meaning to take away your understanding or lack of understanding, take away that and turn it over to the subconscious, to who will go to the Father, the superconscious, the quantum mechanic field, the quantum field, and download what you had meds or imagined, what outcome you imagined in place of what you're experiencing now. The subconscious mind will go to the Father, the quantum field, and download that. And then that becomes your mode of operation. That becomes your life. You don't have to do nothing because you've now put it in the subconscious, which is the autonomous field. That's an automatic field right there. Your life is now automated. This is exactly how consciousness works. But we do it ignorantly, mostly with negativity. We're just not learning how to put a positive spin on it, in spite of any dire strait or dire circumstances. You remain disciplined regardless of that. And if it not work, it not work. That's the discipline that you have to have. If it does not work, it not work. You learn from it and you continue. Yes, sir, Mala.
two things more I said. You know, my name of quote Steve Harvey. I will just say it right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
There's a saying, a lot of people believe in when you make a plan A, you should always have a backup plan, a plan B, just in case plan A don't work. That is that doubt. What you're doing with plan B or plan C is creating doubt in plan A.
Yeah.
You understand? And over the years, I've always thought that it's the smartest thing to do is have a backup plan just in case the first one don't work. But I really
Mm.
feel within my core that when you make that first plan, there should be no other plan. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you focus on that first plan and stay within it day and night, meaning every thought you have is never about it. Whenever it crosses your mind, it's always an amplification of the idea that you had in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of,
Uh-huh.
boy, I wonder if it no work, man. Well, I tell you what, if all else fails and no work, what I gotta do is I gotta just do this then and
Yeah.
then whatever. Well, yeah, do you already have plan for do that second thing there? You
Yeah,
see what I'm
man.
saying?
You cannot give yourself an outlet. You have to burn the bridge.
Yeah. Be
Burn the ship.
practical with your right, go ahead.
Yeah, burn the ships.
Yes, yes, I like that. You understand? And you go have that one. You see, a lot of people wouldn't like to hear this right now because they think it's foolish.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? But it is not foolish. It is indeed ingenious.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because when you make that first plan, a man who set out to become a doctor, I've seen two of my friends
Mm.
from seventh grade. I meet them at high school. The man that decides say a doctor the turn. Doctor.
Mm.
The first one is he was 2 grades ahead of me. But a Dexter Dabbs big brother, Garfield grandson, call him Gary.
Mm.
Spelling bee champion and all of that. Bright, bright, bright individual. Man decides him I'm gonna be a doctor, and right to this day, Gary is practicing medicine in Kentucky.
Mm.
You understand? The
Yeah.
second individual, and there are other individuals in different career choices where them succeed and they stayed in it
Yeah.
from day one, never failed. You understand? No.
Mm.
Consider circus, which is the most feared animal on the savannah in Africa. Let me see if you'll get it right. I'll tell you why I'm gonna bring it up. Which is the most feared animal? One of the top most feared animals in the savannah.
It's usually the king, I'm claim.
The lion.
The lion.
All right. I'm gonna disagree with you. Sir, do you have any input on this? Or anyone? All right. I'll go ahead and tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like an animal not even, I don't think him 6 feet tall off of the ground. Named the honey badger.
Oh, I'm gonna say that again.
You know why it's one of the most feared?
You can't kill him.
Because of its resilience.
Resilient, bud.
Yeah, man.
Not even
Resilient.
not,
And you
not even
can't,
lion,
it's
not
hard
even
to
lion
kill. You
can't
can't
kill
kill,
him.
But,
Can't kill, but him hard to
but
kill.
one animal not kill you, not even crocodile, brother. Crocodile. But see the animal bite out inside a crocodile mouth when them try to clamp him, because them can't trap him in two and none of that. And them have to
Yeah.
let him go and run back in the water. Several different. Sometimes you have to look for AI them are put up. But the point is the resilience of
Come
the
on,
honey badger
resilient,
is
bud.
his survival.
Yeah.
You understand? Him face enemy someone, a pride of lions attack him. Hyenas are trying to pull him apart. And him
Yeah.
still stand firm. So you see, our focus need to be
Like that.
like the resilience of our honey badger
Mm-hmm.
upon what we want, and it will get easier each
Mm.
time we embark upon a desire for that outcome. You understand?
Yeah.
And like I said, many individuals achieve their goals by doing just that, not realizing that they're and that they're operating within the realms of the quantum field, and they know nothing about that. But they might do the thing.
Yeah.
Now, those of us who are awakening and I realize the truth of existence, the truth of all there is, and
Mhm.
know the tools necessary to use to achieve these things. We must stay in that persistence. Well, we never say again. You guys say it all the time, you know. Um,
An assumption.
persistent, right? And that right, persistent the assumption, right?
Yeah.
You understand? That is where
Assumption though falls if persisted in,
mm-hmm,
hardened into facts. Yeah.
exactly. But the
Hmm.
more you doubt, is the
Hmm.
longer it take.
Yep.
You see what
Same
I'm
stuff.
saying?
Same stuff.
So there are many different examples we have what we can use, but what we need for what I think it's good for us to do is practice the same 3D principle. I think we should
Yeah,
put
man.
ourselves to the constant test. You then said don't do not do not question God or do not test God. Utter rubbish.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand?
It's a miss understanding of what that mean. It means what scripture tells us they do not take the
Well,
Lord's
question
name
the
in vain.
Lord.
Do not take the Lord's name in vain, because he will not be held guiltless. Uh,
Mm.
yeah, that part. Yeah, not take the Lord's name in vain. Meaning do not think or speak what you
Then
do
say enough a
not
question
mean.
God to man. Then say enough a
Yes,
question
another
God. Just
question, God, yeah.
believe and run with whatever them tell you.
Mm-hmm,
So you
mm-hmm.
must question anything, just do as you're told.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I just saw a
And where you not
misunderstanding.
understand.
Mm. We saw a misunderstanding of the scriptures. And people usually regurgitate what in parts I tell them, but we have come to the understanding we are now because we have questioned the validity of the Bible, of the historic presentation of the Bible. We've questioned that. And we have come to realize that I never history to talk about. And until you question it, you will continue to think that the Bible is talking about history. I had a discussion with another friend of mine this week, you know, that he wholeheartedly believes that the Bible is history. You understand? And I say, well, to each his own. If you continue reading the Bible of history, then you're going to perceive it as such, and you're only going to get the um, the wrong message or return, which is for the most part fear and all these things. There's another one I spoke to maybe some 2 weeks ago, and him afraid of hell like poison, afraid of hell, because hell I got hot. I don't just have to just listen to you. I just make him go out living in fear, Didn't make him any wiser. So all right, man.
It's a hell I got hot.
Yeah, as a afraid of hell and how it hot. It's all right, okay. You continue living like that.
Oh
If you
my
not learn
goodness,
this in
man.
this life, you're going to learn in your next life. Um, that the only hell you're living in is where you are right now, and your state of meat, or your state of being. All Christians live in hell all the time because you're constantly worried about the worst outcome when you die. You're living in hell because you're worried about where you're going to go after you die. Now, if I worry about that, it's the afterlife you're worried about. So you're always in a state of hell, always, never at peace.
So, circuit, so in believe in God in the sky, in a mansion far away looking down and all the atrocities happening to human beings and not
Mm,
lifting a finger. Believe that the God who so loved the world,
mm,
so loved the world so much, who gave his only begotten son to die in place of every man, so that his blood can cover every man's sin, so that he will believe it in him should not die but have everlasting life. create a place where him, the individual where God loves so much, you must sit down and watch him burn for eternity. Kahel
Mm.
hat. You see, we're
That's a
them
wicked
are gonna
thing.
lose a lot of us when we are grow up. A lot of us start question certain things from we younger, before we get to this point. You understand?
That's why we are where we are now because we started the question from a very early age.
Exactly. Is a
I
man doing.
can't make any sense of it.
God kill more people than the devil, not the Bible.
Destroy the whole world,
Seriously.
man. They destroy the whole
And
world.
them other Israel forgot devour other nations who no call upon them name and you know take them spoils and you know kill them goat and them livestock and burn them fields and them villages and thing. But take them virgins, take them young maidens and make wives out of them. But
Mm,
kill the men and the boy childs.
yeah.
But take the women and a God who create all things tell them to do these things. You see, a lot of times we read things and fear causes us to not question these things. Fear. Fear based on what we were taught. Prayer, just like how you're bridging. Say hell hot. He
Mm.
never go there before.
I'm only hear about
According to him, but him hear about it and it sound hot, so him not try go there. So him gonna stay in that fear.
it. Look, man,
Uh,
I could not even imagine being in hell burning forever and ever. You know fire hot, brother. You know how hot you ever step on a piece of coal barefoot yet? Charcoal.
all right. Yes, all is well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Chris.
You ever step on a piece of charcoal?
Not intentionally.
Bare,
Step on
barefoot.
send hot though.
My God, man. Just imagine the whole of your body in that kind of pain there forever. Like if they had said you're gonna burn up like a piece of paper, which some religion believe that you're not gonna burn
Yeah,
forever.
yeah, keep it.
Burn up.
That do say them a go again, so the Bible I tell you then.
Yeah.
The eternity Bible say. Eternity Bible say The the lake of fire, as we say it in the Israelite work and
Mhm.
thing, was created for the devil, Satan himself and his and the fallen angels. But mankind is gonna partake of it to those who do evil and the wicked,
Darkness
and they're gonna
30.
burn in the lake of fire for eternity. You understand? No. The lake of fire must be something different from earth fire because if it go burn that what is not flesh, if
Mm-hmm.
it go burn spirit, then it must be some kind of spiritual fire. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
you see, we can speak light of this thing right now because we realize that this thing is nonsense and fear drive a lot of people to believe so they will never. Let me not say they will never. A lot of people take a while to wake up. You
Everybody wake
understand?
up. Everybody wake up, man.
Yeah, man. At different intervals of them life. You
Yeah,
understand? Because
that's how it has to be. Mm-hmm.
exactly. You understand? Because when a lot of people see the inconsistencies, that's when them start searching, like this don't make no sense.
Yeah.
This can't right. You see me how deal with?
Mm-hmm.
You move from symbolic things to you go back to fleshly things, to you go back to symbolic things, then you see what I'm saying? Then the one where you call upon answer when them feel like if them feel a mind, you know what I mean? Or maybe you never hear, or maybe you not pray hard enough.
Or long
You
enough.
understand? Or maybe you never have faith when you pray.
Mm-hmm.
According to the pastors, you know what I mean? It bring money, come get him. But when you need money, you must pray and fast. But when the
Yeah.
church need money, everybody must give.
Mm-hmm.
Will a man rob God? Yea, though he have robbed me. Listen to me, Sir Chris. This is the point where a lot of people are at, and some of them are still afraid to make them move. Some of them are make them move under the quiet because they're still afraid of the ridicule and the judgment from the people amongst them in the church.
Mm-hmm.
Say, yeah, you're moving away from God. Need to pray for you, brother. Come back in. Come back in. I've seen it all happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this is good that we're doing right now. This what we're doing. I think this is a part of a bigger thing that we're doing, making record and bringing awareness to, like I said, to spirituality, to the quantum field. You
Yeah.
know, us as observers and bringing awareness to others is us just doing, continuing from Neville, Wayne, Abdullah,
Yeah,
all
man.
of the spiritual teachers
Disciples.
from before
Yeah, we're
who helped
disciples.
us along our journey. Yeah,
We're disciples that is following the higher awareness, the higher the teachers who were before us, our ancestors, so to speak, who came before us. We're following their footprints.
that's why I asked the question preceding the lesson this morning about the ones who wrote the Bible and left the footprints
Mhm.
for us in the way of
Yeah.
allegory. You understand? And 30 said, boy, it would have to set that way, it have to set that way here.
Mhm.
You understand?
Yeah,
You
man.
gotta have to get it.
They know what they were doing.
Yeah, man.
They know what they were doing. We're now at the point where we can define it, you know, for the many who seek definition. A lot of people are not seeking definition. The broad is the road that lead to destruction, narrow is the way that lead to heaven. You understand? So it will always be that way, It will never be a broad road leading to heaven. It don't work like that. There's always a door. Everybody can't fit through it, but everybody does eventually go through it. I just say it's there. Life shows you how we do everything. There's always a smart, just narrow way. The needle, the eye of a needle, all these different things, narrow. And you have to go through it one at a time. Everybody can go through, man. But the numbers are greater now in terms of understanding or seeking validation. But the higher number will always be in ignorance. And that's how it go. But I'm just happy that I am aware of the truth of the Bible and of scripture in general, and all these different things that we were ignorant to. But we still have so much more to understand in terms of what we talked about today, the quantum mechanics. We never spoke about these things, last year, year before last, and so on and so forth. On this level, we did, but not on the specific levels that we're talking about it here. So that way has demonstrated our growth, in consciousness, what we've become consciously aware of and can teach on a intellectual level, giving procedures and explaining how this work from that and so on and so forth. So that's the one part that I'm excited about, that we have gotten to this point. But there's so much more things out there to understand about consciousness. Like they say, there's a million ways to skin a cat, but the objective is to skin the cat. And these are one of the objectives, dominant frequency projection. I never heard that term before, but it makes sense. Dominant frequency projection. It's self-explanatory. We're always projecting. There's always a frequency, and there's always a dominant thought pattern within that frequency.
Like a
Now,
focal point.
yeah. Now all we're doing is being more conscious or more aware of what dominates our minds on a daily basis. That's all. We're not all over the place anymore like we used to be. we may be learning multiple material, but it's on the same objective. Not 1 minute here I watch Neville, and next minute here I watch um the news, CNN. Uh Next minute here I watch some political debate. We're not focused on them things there. We are aware that these things are carrying on, but I don't have to be inundated. So I focus on how I can control my world, my personal world within this world, and that me focus on. So therefore, my world, my experiences differs from most people's who inundate themselves with the news and full of fear and afraid for go hell and afraid for dead and all these foolishness. You understand? I don't focus on all this nonsense. I control what I can control, or whatever I can't control, we leave it be. You know? And so
You know,
that's where I'm at.
likewise myself, Sir Chris. You know, reading the Bible, um, I would say them talk about going to the kingdom after the 1,000 years and
Mhm.
going to heaven. Some folks joke about, oh, you going to hell because of certain things a man might do. A man say, I'm gonna live in heaven with Jesus and all that. What is said in the Bible, is boy, at one point in time, some people wouldn't want to stand up beside me when I talk like this. But we're glad to among individuals that understand. You
Yeah.
see, it is said that in heaven, the choirs and choirs of angels bow
Mm.
down constantly, eternally, and bow down and them chant a thing. I'm paraphrase it, but it's like them I say, holy, holy are you who sit upon the throne, the
Hmm.
King, of heaven. Holy is your name.
Hmm.
And then bow down the cherubs and the seraphims and all the others of angels bow
Mm.
before the throne constantly. No. So Chris, me and you are live roughly around about 50. Me, you, sir, and Sir T and others here live a couple of years on the face of the earth. And can you imagine the amount of things that we do so till we get kind of bored and tired? Right? So till we move on to something else.
Doing one
Can
thing
you
over
imagine we
and
going to heaven and I do that one thing there
over.
for eternity?
That make no
You
sense.
see what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. Why would we be given sense and emotions,
Yeah.
you understand, to live and find things that we enjoy and realize that there are things that we don't enjoy? We make decisions based on our energy or emotions, right? Or energy in motion. But yes, they were telling that the joys and delights is going to, they make heaven sound depressing
Yeah.
based on the Bible. I be telling you, some people don't want to stand up beside me when I'm talking the way I'm talking. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah, we wouldn't want to live like that. Um, just praising all day long.
Constantly all day
No.
is
And
like,
this explains why consciousness externalized itself to into this world to have experience of itself, but on an outside basis, externalize, um, go from inside out. You understand? And experience what it is externally. On the inside, there's no experience. It's boring, like I said. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. But when you go outside, um, and bring what is inside to the outside, you get to experience it. You understand? You get to experience it um infinitely because there's so much to experience. This is why so many of us exist because one man or say Adam and Eve, then it would make no sense that only Adam and Eve, two people, trying to live out all of what the quantum field has. There's too much to do. There's too much to know. So it had to be 9 billion of us, and there's probably 10 times that amount that had passed on already. Uh,
exactly. And that is
uh,
why date according to the flesh is necessary because you are energy, so we can never die, or
it has to be that. It's a
but the
it's a
but
it's
the
a
body,
rate
yeah.
within consciousness.
Exactly.
People have to
Exactly,
come to
Sir
know.
Chris.
Yeah.
So yeah, I tell me say me I'll live forever now. I'm gonna go forever bow down and I chant. My God. With this, listen. There's so much more to
Mm.
our existence than what is written
We've been taught.
anywhere at all. That's what we've been taught. So it's such a beautiful thing, and that's why when we get to the stages that we get to,
Hmm.
when I've oftentimes told my children, I said, listen to me, get to the point where you defeat this thing of death, because right now that is the main thing that holds a lot of people in check, the fear of death. When you conquer the fear of death, nothing can stop you. You can achieve anything you want to achieve and live however you want to live, because you're not thinking about dying, because there's no sting of death, because you know what death is. Death is just the flesh. The flesh. Death, this death, because you can never die. You can never die. I'm going to break it down in different examples and tell them. You understand? Energy. I break it down in energy. I talk to them like this. So. Say you can never die. You understand? You move on to our next um what's that word? I don't want. Can I use transition to our next
Yeah.
form of
Transition, yeah. You
right? You know what
transition.
I'm saying? Cause
You
even
left what?
fire. People say fire destroys, right?
Yeah.
But all fire does, you're not gonna burn a piece of paper and get back paper.
Different
But
form.
the energy is transformed into
Yeah.
heat energy, and it
Mhm.
goes somewhere. It's not null and void. It's the same energy, but in a different form.
Yeah.
Water is the best example, though. You understand?
Hmm.
Water is one of the best examples on the face of this earth to use to demonstrate this type of thing. At one point, water is the liquid form in a pond or in a lake. Then winter comes and it freezes. It's another form, it is solid. The
Hmm.
molecular structure of the water changes, but it is still the same thing, but it's not no longer liquid water.
Yeah.
And then drought come and the sun get hot and it evaporates.
So it obeys its environment, you know.
E- exactly.
It
It
obeys its
fits
environment.
it exactly. It fits anything you put it in. It
Hmm.
takes that form.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I use all these analogies to explain to my children themselves, learn or get to the point where you do not fear death. Don't anticipate how you're gonna die and when you're gonna die. That should never be your focus.
Just live.
You understand? That is fear right there. Just live
Hmm.
and become a better version of yourself each time as your consciousness increases, your
Hmm.
awareness increases. So the only way I can talk to them, you understand? Because I can't talk to them from, and God said no more. And kneel down and pray and face the east and them something there. Me tell them over pray too. We
Yeah.
never call it praying anymore. Because that's the wrong term for use.
Hmm.
You understand? You can't call it praying. What is praying really? If you break down the word pray, what
Hmm.
is it? You know what I'm saying? It is begging. Who are you begging? You see what I'm saying, Sir Chris? So yeah man, and we've learned, we here have learned these things, after a while. That is
Hmm.
why we're here, and that is why we're gonna continue, becoming.
Exactly.
But yeah, man,
Yeah, man. That's
back
what
to you.
that's why we're here every Sunday. I see 30 was saying a few things in the chat. So yeah, say 30. You want to expound on that? Say don't be afraid of death and hell.
You hear the song, someone?
Those are the two biggest fears in existence.
Yeah, if it rings that song there again before the show done.
Where is
Yeah,
it?
hey, that
Where?
song there, the song, what did I play before you start, man? You
Yeah,
know, say
man.
the song
Death and
big,
hell.
man. That song there for dip on. Yo, listen, brother.
It's
I
already
tell you,
out.
sir, the song just resonated with me so much, man. It's a teaching song, man. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forget that I upon rotation 30. Real talk. I don't know swelling business, guys. You don't know the talent The talent has shine.
Yeah.
And it is relevant, you know what I mean? Listen to the song, man. This is just the same thing I'm just say. Don't be afraid of death and hell. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
It's only a spell, you know?
I want the title for that song. Fear not.
No, man, this death and hell.
Death and hell. I think I fear not the song, the title.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Death and hell. All right,
Death
good.
and hell.
Yeah, man. But the song, the bad man. You have to put it on rotation again before the show finish. Before the lesson finish today. Real talk.
Yeah,
I
man,
mean, I need a version of it, for send on.
we're about to close out.
Oh, is it on?
Charge it.
Is it on the platforms? That one.
It's in the it's in the room, but if you go
Apple
on
Music have it already.
on G-Royal on YouTube, you'll find it.
Yeah,
It's in
man. I see.
the,
Yeah, man. I have him pan TikTok, so I go
yeah.
jump on that.
Yeah, but if he's on YouTube, so you can just look up G-Royal or just type in the song Death and Hell.
Uh,
It's supposed to pop up. Yeah, man, a big tune, man. Getting
I want a biggest one, them, man. I tell you the truth, cause
a lot of
it will help a lot of people to come to the realization and think,
mm-hmm.
in real life.
Yeah, 30, what you say? How I am there.
Hands them get kind of busy, brother. So we
Okay.
just, you know.
All right, all right. No worries, man. I know you just finished your shift. I'm probably doing some um some fine tuning with the paperwork and everything. So but yeah, man, today's topic, um, reality. Say you don't live in reality, reality lives within you. Okay. You do not live in reality. Reality lives in you, meaning that what you see is what is within you. What you see is what has come out of you. I don't care what it is, whether it be the stars, the moon, the sun, the so-called universe, whatever you see out there is what's in you. Who are you? You're a consciousness. You are awareness that is projecting all that you see. You understand? And so anything you desire to be, to experience, to have, um, all you have to do is imagine it, practice the protocol we talked about today, singular focus for 24 hours. Imagine that you're already having the experience, living the end of the wish fulfilled. Assume it like never say, though facts around you will tell you that it is not so. Persist in the assumption anyways. Okay. Do that for the entire day. Next day, you're going to emotionalize it, meaning using uh whatever emotions you will get from it. Happy, joy, um, delight, whatever comes from having this experience. That's your second day of intensifying the reality within your mind. And day three, this is what is most important. Do not use anything that goes against your first 2 days. Do not say I am well and then say, boy, I feel sick, or don't say I am wealthy and then say, boy, money kind of low, or the economy look bad, or stuff like that. Do not make a claim and then um, say otherwise. So day three, whatever you did for day one, day two, do not contradict yourself. Things will come up to contradict you. I promise you, they will. They're out there. It's coming from within you. Like I said, someone will come to play the part, give off that vibe. But understand that these are old beliefs, old subconscious beliefs that are trying to pull you back. They're going to come to remind you. They're the devil that they spoke about in the Bible. that comes to so-called tempt you. Okay. And you have to be like Job and be relentless, like the honey badger, persistent, persevere to whatever, and lose any negative subconscious beliefs. Do not focus on that. Stay the course. You got to do that for the entire day. That's day 3. And it says right here, the quantum field must respond, meaning that your desire, when done in this sequence, the desire must respond because you have carried out this laser focus for 3 days. Now, can we do it? Yes. Is it easy? No. It's not easy. But can we do it? Yes. Is it simple? Yes. It's simple. Let's follow these three protocols. But there's so much going on in our lives every day that we have these subconscious behaviors that can intervene. So practice it. Be conscious of it. Find this one thing or one desire, one idea, and uh, be laser focused on it, whatever that desire is. Live in
Where
the
else have you heard this, Sir Chris?
of this desire and carry it out to fruition. Yes, yes, sir, Shamalan.
Where else have you heard this? Real quick.
Mm.
The same thing. Not on a spiritual level, but where else have you heard it? Sound familiar? All right. Let me not put it to the test. Can you do me a huge favor, Sir Chris? I don't have the device. I had to plug it in a while ago. Before you end the show,
Mhm.
while you're doing the closing statements, can you go to the book of Mark, chapter
Mhm.
11, and read verses 23 and 24? I usually just go straight to 24, but can you read 23 and 24, please?
Hold on. They said,
Mark 11, verses 23 and 24. As I asked you, where else have you heard this? The same thing that you just said a while ago.
23, 24.
23 and 24.
Okay, it says, for verily I say unto you that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, keyword, not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things with which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith.
Let's replace the word believe with no. So we don't need believe.
Right?
Yeah. You just said it a while ago. You said the quantum field must. It never said
Respond.
it might.
It
It
might.
said must
It must.
respond. That's surety. Continue
Mhm.
in verse 24.
Verse 24 says, therefore I say unto you, what things soever he desire when he pray, believe that believe, there's that word again, that he receive them, and he shall have them.
Certainty, right? Shall.
Certainty, yes.
All
Shall
right, good.
means certain, not maybe, not we will see. It says, when you imagine, when you desire in this particular way, as it says, say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be
And
thou cast
those
into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart. Meaning, in your subconscious mind, knowing that the subconscious knows the way and means of how to bring it about. Have no doubt about that, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass. So whatever you have said to yourself or imagined to yourself, it shall come to pass. He shall have whatsoever he saith. I love this verse. I love this. I love,
absolutely.
I love this scripture right here. Thanks for mentioning this. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
man, it
see
backs
it.
up what you're saying on the quantum level from the quantum perspective. It backs it up
Yeah.
based on the experiment. About what was that what was that the focal frequency
Yeah,
what's that
dominant frequency
dominant
projection.
frequency, right?
Yes.
The same thing.
Yeah, that's what scripture was telling you. And that's what the so-called New Age, um, individuals, they're just basically bringing a scientific aspect of the psychological aspect of the Bible. They've made it more scientific, you know, which is what people understand or are used to. And so it is not saying anything different, it's saying the same thing just in a different way. We're going the same way, just a different destination, just a different way to get there. You understand? But the objective is to get there. And that's what the scientists and spiritual leaders and so on and so forth have come together and combined their knowledge and of scripture, of reality. Reality is what scripture was speaking about. Okay, them just call it scripture. These days we call it reality. All right, we're talking about what really goes on in the quantum field, um, and we're bringing it in a more digestive form. You understand? It's easier to digest now because scripture spoke about it in a different language, a different terminology, different more is more supernatural, naturally presented, like casting the mountain into the sea. We know that cannot be done. These are figures of speech. Um, uh, but they understood what they were saying in those days. They're just saying a mountain is something that is big, huge, humongous. Our problems can seem that way, huge and humongous. We cannot
Immovable.
climb.
Seems
Seems so
so
hard to remove.
right.
Stationary, can't push out of the way.
Right. So
Our problems
stationary.
can
That's the word
seem
I
like,
was looking
yeah.
for. Yeah.
So they just speak in those terminologies to kind of like exaggerate, you know, your problems, your issue. But then they say, even with that exaggeration, if you say to the mountain, be thou cast into the sea, and you have no doubt, all you have to do is replace mountain, say to your problem, get behind me, be thou cast into the mountain. I mean into the sea. Yes, and would speak it without any doubt. It shall happen. Notice it says do it without any doubt. There's a reason why they said that. Because your doubt is you speaking with contradiction, and it will zero out or cancel out all of what you did in day one, day two. So you can't on day three start doubting. And it will come because of day three now. And see that not happen. So the doubt start to creep in. Do
Hmm.
not look for signs like the Jews do. Not look for no signs that something is not happening yet. The reason why the Bible says that because signs, looking for signs create doubt. So do not look for signs. That's the only reason why they say don't look for signs. Because you're not disciplined enough to not see a sign and continue the process. Not everybody is disciplined to move forward or persevere. You understand? So don't do it to save yourself the trouble of repeating the formula over and over again because you keep interfering. It's like planting the seed and digging it up. Just plant the seed and leave it alone. The water will come, sun will shine, and it must spring up. Don't go back to see if it'll grow yet, because it will pick up the seed if you don't see anything after 2 days or 3 days. You're gonna pick up the seed because you're trying to force ripe this thing. And you cannot force ripe your manifestations. Just do the process and let it be. Let it go. Okay? It will manifest just like a child comes in 9 months. Can't come before that unless they call it a premature labor, miscarriage, all these different things happens because it come before the time. And when that happens, there's so much you have to do to bring it to maturity. So leave it alone and it will come at the right time. All right. But we're way over the time for today. So we're going to go ahead and close out our our session for today. Let me see what I say. But to hold on, why this came up. But before we go, we can go ahead and play one of G Royal Joan, which is where Sir Marlon call it Death and Hell.
Fear not. Death and hell, yeah.
You call it you call it Fear Not.
I fear not in the man, but I stand corrected.
No, it's not Fear Not, it is Death and Hell. You can't hear it?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Truth revealed.
So we're just gonna play this
Fear no more.
and exit our session for today. No?
Don't be afraid of death and hell. Fear is only a wicked spell. You already passed through fire and rain. Now rise above the fear and pain. Don't be afraid, no, don't you cry. The higher self still lives inside. Heaven can bloom where darkness dwell. Don't be afraid of death and hell. From your mother's womb to the light of day, you crossed the waters and lost your way. Forgot the truth that you once knew. Now life keep testing everything you do. You wake up searching who you are, looking outside while truth not far. But deep inside where silence dwells lies the key to break the spell. Don't be afraid of death and hell. Fear is only a wicked spell. You already passed through fire and rain. Now rise above the fear and pain. No, don't be afraid, no, don't you cry. The higher self still lives inside. Heaven can bloom where darkness dwells. Don't be afraid of death and hell. This world a stage and we play our role, but many lose touch with the inner soul. Chasing shadows, gold and fame, never knowing why they came. But when you listen to your breath at night, you can feel the hidden light. Ancient presence, calm and wise, watching through your very eyes. Oh, rise when you fall, stand when you bend. Beginning and ending meet again. No grave can hold what truth has known. The spirit forever carry on. Don't be afraid of death and hell. Fear is only a wicked spell. You already passed through fire and rain. Now rise above the fear and pain. Oh, don't be afraid, no, don't you cry. The higher self still lives inside. Heaven can bloom where darkness dwells. Don't be afraid of death and hell. Fear not, fear not, fear not. Your light inside. Fear not, don't be afraid. Fear not, fear not. Oh, no, no. Fear not. Truth revealed. Fear no more. No, rise up. So don't be afraid of death and hell. Fear is only a wicked spell. You already passed through fire and rain. Now rise above the fear and pain. No, don't be afraid, no, don't you cry. The higher self still lives inside. Heaven can bloom where darkness dwells. Don't be afraid of death and hell. From your mother's womb to the light of day, you crossed the waters and lost your way. Forgot the truth that you once knew. Now life keep testing everything you do. You wake up searching who you are, looking outside while truth not far. But deep inside where silence dwells lies the key to break the spell. Don't be afraid of death and hell. Fear is only a wicked spell. You already passed through fire and rain. Now rise above the fear and pain. No, don't be afraid, no, don't you cry. The higher ancient presence, calm and wise, watching through your very eyes. Rise when you fall, stand when you bend, beginning and ending, meet again. No grave can hold what truth has known. The spirit forever, carry on. Don't be afraid of death and hell. Fear is only a wicked spell. You're already passed through fire and rain. Now rise above the fear and pain. Don't be afraid, no, don't you cry. No, don't you cry. The higher self still lives inside. Heaven can bloom where darkness dwells. Don't be afraid of death and hell. Fear not, fear not. Got light inside. Don't be afraid. No, 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 no.
Yes, man.
Yo, you know, so you never understand how much more on that tune. Listen, more on that tune, listen, that tune I need for go far. I'm gonna say far. I mean, everything about the song is,
Yeah, man. Viral, viral.
yo, I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna push it as much as me can on my platforms. Circus do the same thing. People need to, yeah. I wonder if you understand how much this song break down and break away when people listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
No, man, for real.
It
Circus, I
is,
know you
is
listen
that,
to
is
already.
that,
I mean,
is
no,
that, is that deconstruction, you know?
it's a deconstruct. Jeez, you know, say that'll be probably the title of the next album I'm gonna put out. You
Yeah, man.
understand? On the
Deconstruction.
spiritual, cause I'm gonna put out, yeah, man, the deconstruction, man. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? Have something. You might put it this about. You see that tune, yeah? And the whole G Royal song them a hit, you know. But you see that one, yeah?
Yeah.
It has sent a clear message in such a calm, with such a calm frequency. Eh, You know, I'm gonna ask everyone on this platform here for if everybody is still around. Share the song, spread the song, play the song, and share it to the co-workers and everybody. You know, I force anything for anybody, but just say, give that song a listen and give me a
Please, I'm
feedback.
my barbershop almost every day, you know, so.
All
So
right.
people,
Yeah,
people,
man. Listen, me tell you, so the
people
song
already
when I
like
feel
here, so
excited is a shame, man. Me I tell you the truth, it's like
please
my
every day.
whole, yeah, man, yeah, man. Hey, and this a show you say, yeah, hey, if certain still up on the line and listen, hey, why I send it to thing there, you know.
I'm not the
Where him
panel.
name? Him not up on the line, I'll text him. Want him send it to Mr. Vegas, you know.
Ah,
Yeah,
perfect,
man,
perfect,
want him send it to him, man. Want him send it
perfect
to him.
choice for that.
Cause me want
Actually,
ear.
actually, actually, him already talked to Mr. Vegas about it, you know. Mr.
But
Vegas,
I see him saying, yeah.
yeah, man.
Was this the one him did put on the Marco
Yeah, yeah. And
oh, this was the song
Mr. Vegas say,
in that front.
I can't hear him write that song because it's sound too,
AI.
no, no, really AI. He must say AI write it, it sound too deep.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
no, nobody could really write it so well with everything what him say, you know, because, you know, AI can pull from different sources
AI nah go cancel as more. Listen,
and formulate. So he must
AI
say,
nah go do it like this.
a mind can't formulate that. So when Certi reached out to him now and said, no, man, I mean, you know, because he didn't know that who G Royal
30 they
was.
tell me, let me tell me about it, man.
Yeah, he never know
I
who
never
G
remember
Royal
Salah
was.
song here.
Other song,
Yeah,
you know. Yeah, yeah. So,
you see, you see it though.
yeah,
Come right
so,
to full
so when
circle.
them tell him to him now, him say, oh, are you? Oh, yeah, man.
I said,
You
boy,
know, say,
the thing so well put
yeah,
together, you
yeah.
know.
So he recanted what him say, you know. I say, yeah, yeah. I understand now why you would have write such a song, because being who you are and so on and so
Yeah,
forth.
man.
Yeah, man. So him a go them a go push it, man, because it's already on the Marco um platform for you know, people to listen to it and
All right. I'm gonna put it on
everybody
my
love
one
it.
to me.
Everybody love the song and stuff like that. That was just the one
The
negative
song
comment.
bad man. The song bad. And not
And
to take
the
away
message,
from any of the
the
other
message, you
songs,
know,
them like
the
all the
message, yeah,
mask and the other one.
yeah.
The message is important. because it's a part of the deconstruction process.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
understand? Yeah,
and
you helping ones to look within and eliminate the fear. Yeah.
yeah, man, and that's the intent is to take away fear out of the minds of the many, of the masses about something that we see every day. Nobody has survived it yet, so what are you
Yeah,
afraid of?
man.
You understand? So it's
Yeah,
got
man. You
to
have to
be
conquer your fear in this
yeah.
process. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's now this
Yeah,
week
man.
we're gonna
Circus,
come out
man.
we're
For
gonna come out
real.
with two more songs this week. Um so look forward to that. Doubting Thomas. And
Me I want to work upon two, me don't know if you have the first one I made do it. Me I want to work upon to still. And think I'll follow it till I finish. Another one
yeah,
I work on.
power it in that group, man. But Doubting Thomas and believers, no, thinkers don't believe. So Doubting
Yeah.
Thomas and thinkers don't believe. So that's what's coming out this week. And then next week we have a couple more coming out as well. So just stay tuned for that. So between today and tomorrow, probably by the latest Tuesday, we should have those two songs.
Yeah, man.
Um
That's what I get my copy,
on
man.
on
That's what
on,
I get my copy, man.
on,
That's
on
what I can put
YouTube.
it on rotation. Yeah, I
Yeah, man.
mean,
All
straight up
right.
and down, brother. All right,
So
Circus. Great presentation, man. Greatly, humbly, I give thanks to you and Sir T for stay vigilant and stay consistent with this platform and thing, waking up the many, the masses. You know
yeah,
what I
man.
mean?
One at a time,
Straight up and down, man. Aye, straight.
One
Give
at a time.
thanks.
Thank you for your input as well. And thank you everyone else who's joined us today, stuck around with us. And Mr. Blacker Simeon, big up yourself, Brother Gary. Thank you for being here and for the second week in a row. Hope it was food for thought and for the spirit.
Manners and respect, brother.
All right, see you there. Yeah, man. Thank you for being here. And as we say, fear not. Fear not.
Okay, brother.
All right. So to everyone, bless upon yourselves. For those of you out there watching us on YouTube, thank you for joining. Please join us again next week. We'll be back here again for another week of the One Great I Am Awakening. In the meantime, take care of yourself. Have a wonderful week. And let us all imagine wisely while we go off into the silence.